Yo, 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 yo. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Sorry, but not sorry. Boxing talk with CamJNetwork, man. We back in the building, man. Saturday night, man. Great fights last night. Well, I mean the boost card, man, a little overwhelming a little bit, man. I can say for real. Card could have been better for us. The undercard, for us the main card. The prelims was cool. I could say the Pro Box TV card was fire for real. I can say that that card was fire. I was watching that fight, watching that card a little bit while I was watching the Boost card. You feel me? So um, definitely we got a lot to run down tonight. You know what I mean? Lot to run down for sure. And we're gonna recap the fights from last night. I got a few topics that we're gonna cover. Um, man, these topics is fire too, man. We got some fire topics that we getting into for sure, man. But I'm definitely got a lot to cook up on today, man. For real, man. There was just a lot been going on in boxing over the last 24 hours. Not even let alone 24 hours, the last 48 you know last 3 days, last 3 days for real. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you want to be real throughout this whole week for real, you know what I mean? So it's been a crazy week though, but last night definitely enjoyed the fights, man, and we can get it cracking, man, and get it started talking about um I'm gonna go ahead and get started first. I'm gonna start I'm gonna start with the topics first. Let me start with some of my topics first. All right, so um, first topic that I got for today, um, Sebastian Fundora. Yes, sir. Yes, yes, Ty. Yeah, I'm definitely live for sure. I got my camera off. I'm about to turn my camera off though. On in a minute. Hold on, let me get something together real quick. Boom, 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 boom. All right, I got this article now too. Boom. All right, so we can get it cracking. So, salute, Ty. Salute, salute, salute. So, my first topic today, man, Sebastian Fundora and Xander Zayas title fight negotiations has been extended. First, the two sides were supposed to reach terms by April 12th, but they have not yet reached the deal. So now they push the negotiations back for 2 weeks. So they have up until April 25th to avoid a purse bid hearing. So reading the statement that they got right here on Boxing Scene. So be advised that Top Rank PBC has jointly requested an extension of the negotiation period. WBO President Gustavo Oliveira inform Boxing Scene and other media members. Committee grants extension until Friday, April 25th, 2025, no later than 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So, of course, you got right there, you got PBC, you got Top Rank, they working together to go ahead and get this mandatory fight negotiated and finalized with Sebastian Fundora and Xander Zayas. Pretty much, Sebastian Fundora, he'll be defending his WBO and WBC title versus Xander Zayas in this fight. And we'll see what happens, man. Xander Zayas definitely one of them up and coming prospects that's trying to do his thing, top rank. They pushed him into contender status. Hey man, what's up, man? My dog crazy. So they pushed him in contender status and everything, man. And I'm definitely interested to see what happens for us this fight. I'm pretty sure this fight is going to be on PBC platform. For us, it'll be on Amazon Prime. I'm pretty sure because Sebastian Fundora is the A side in this fight. And I'm definitely intrigued to see this fight for sure, man. See if Zayas can, shock the world because a lot of people definitely don't believe Zayas can beat Fundora. And Zayas been groomed up from Top Rank. Of course we already know Top Rank. They got great matchmaking over there. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens in that fight, man, for sure. For sure. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. So we'll see what happens in that fight for sure, man. Um, and it goes to the next topic, man. Who the next topic? Let's get it cracking. Richardson Hitchens says he respects Cambosis as a man, but he says the man is a bum though. Like, what's up with Richardson Hitchens right here, man? He said, I am more impressed by his sister if I am being honest. Facts. Yeah, and Gabrielle, she fights this next weekend as well. You know what I'm saying? I like Sebastian Fundora. I definitely believe Sebastian Fundora is a good fighter at 154. He's a difficult task for a lot of those guys at 154 with his height and his reach and everything. And this Xander Zayas fight, Xander Zayas got some height to him a little bit, but we haven't seen Xander Zayas in any dog fights for real. We just seen Sebastian Fundora be in some dog fights, and we'll see what happens with it for sure. It's very interesting though, for sure, because I mean Sebastian Fundora, of course, I think Tim Tszyu probably would have won that fight if he didn't have the cut on his head in that fight. That's just my personal opinion. Because I thought Tim Tszyu was doing some good work to start that fight off last year when Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora fight. So I thought Tim Tszyu would have won that fight if he ain't had the cut. But Sebastian Fundora, he doing his thing. He you know what I'm saying? He doing his thing at 154 right now, man. And we'll see what happens with him and Xander, man. Because I just don't. I like Xander, but I don't see him being Fundora in this fight for real. You know what I'm saying? I know me and my boy Doobie, we was talking about that a couple days ago on the show for sure. Like, but let me run to the next topic. This man Richardson Hitchens, this man is amazing, man. This man calls Cambosis a bum after saying that he respects him as a man, though. Like, so you respect him as a man, but you still go in the same sense to call him a bum. And this is my thing right here talking about this fight with Richards and Hitchens. Cause I know that fight is June 14th, I believe, in New York. So Richards and Hitchens, we know Sabril Matias is your mandatory. Why is you taking this fight with this man Cambosis? You know this is easy money, man. We know it. We know it's easy money for you. Nobody don't want to see you fight George Kambosos, bro, for real. And even furthermore, if you go into that fight and you put on a lackluster performance in that fight versus Kambosos, everybody is going to cook you. Like, they're going to cook you. It's like, he said, amazing is a stretch. That's how people are. That's like people who say no disrespect right before they disrespect you. Facts. Facts. Like, it's like Cambosis is a guy that's like, yeah, he had to fight with Teofimo Lopez where, he won that fight. I felt like if Teofimo Lopez and George Cambosis fought 10 times, Teofimo will beat him 9 out of 10 times. Like that one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, George Kambosos showed that he was a one-hit wonder because if you looked at George Kambosos' last several fights, his last, George Kambosos versus Devin Haney, he got watched 24 rounds in a row by Devin Haney in his hometown. Then he come back and fight Maxie Hughes. Should have lost that fight, but Top Rank gave him the decision because they wanted Lomachenko and Kambosos to fight. And then they set that fight up eventually, and then Lomachenko end up washing Kambosos in his hometown in Australia, pitching a shutout and stopping him in the 11th round, making him throw in the towel. And then you got this last fight where he fought a bum, where Eddie Hearn ended up signing the dude after the damn fight a couple weeks ago. And George Kambosos slow, don't got good footwork, not athletic, don't have power. Like he's not good. He like George Kambosos is not good. What I say? Africa ain't all that himself. Yeah. In Africa, he talking all this shit, talking about he gonna put belt their ass and whoop, Kambosos and everything. Like, bro, you ain't all that special, crazy for real either, though. To be honest, Africa, like you good, like you damn near, you damn near lost the Gustavo Lemos fight for real, for real. You damn near lost that fight. Yeah, you beat Leon Pyro, but Leon Pyro, man, he's average. Like you beat a guy that you're supposed to be. Like Sabril Matias, he messed up losing the Pyro. He should have never lost the Pyro, and I am on record saying that he should have never lost the Pyro in that fight. Which I was like, he said, "Is it me or do Africa be looking dull and dry?" Yeah, he do. He really do. Like, like Africa, like his style, it ain't flashy. He don't do anything to amaze me and make me want to watch him. Like, and this fight with George Kambosos, this is gonna be possibly a snooze fest. This ain't gonna be no banger. This is not no CamJ banger alert right here. I do not have this on banger alert watch right here. This fight will not be no banger. It's an interesting fight to watch because I want to see if Africa do put belt the ass on no Kambosos, and he should. He really should beat this man because Kambosos is really a trash fighter to me. I don't think he's good at all. And it goes to the Devin Haney fans. All of them guys, they keep all Kambosos. They keep glamoring this win over Kambosos because he became undisputed versus Kambosos. Nobody don't give a damn about that fight, bro. No one don't care about Kambosos, man. Kambosos is trash. We all know this shit. That fight did not age well for Devin Haney on his resume. It aged bad for Devin Haney, and it even aged even bad for Teofimo if you want to think about it too, because he lost to the motherfucker. Teofimo had no business losing to fucking George Kambosos. And he should have wanted to run that fight back for real too, for real. And it's kind of weird. Teofimo still, when he talk about that fight, Teofimo always talk about beating. I beat John Taylor. I beat Lomachenko. But when you talk about that fight, he talking about I was sick and he making all these excuses and shit. Nobody trying to hear that shit, Teofimo. You should have ran that fight back because you put on a shit show in that fight, and you should have never lost to George Kambosos. Like bad, like spoiled milk. 24 rounds from Devin Haney and couldn't even drop Kambosos. And then this man, Lomachenko, getting in a fight with him, one fight, pitches a shutout and stops him in 11 rounds with a body shot and makes his corner throw in the towel. Like, like, come on, man. Like, this shit crazy. Like, in Africa, for real, I really want to see you stop him for real, for real. Like Africa don't got no power. We know that. But like when these guys that's just like skillful boxers, that's real technical boxers, they try to hit and not get hit. These guys, when they be out here talking like they putting belt their ass and they talking like they gonna stop they op and all of that shit, and then they get into the fight and they don't do it and shit, and then they still be talking like they didn't put belt their ass to do this shit. Like what do y'all be thinking, for us these guys? Like, cause I be finding this shit real funny when these guys be doing that shit. Like I was looking at Zaquan Moses last night. He talking like he put belt to ass, but you fought a dude that work at damn BP. Like that dude was trash that Zaquan Moses fought last night. He had no business boxing, period. He shouldn't even been in the damn ring. Dude had hella oil on him and shit. Motherfucker had his trunks all high and shit. Had these big ass trunks. He tall as hell, like 6'1". damn near looking like he was Ethiopian, fucking skinny as hell. Like it was nasty work seeing that shit. And Zaquan Moses up there acting like he done damn near put belt the ass to dude. Dude worked that damn near fucking Burger King, bro. Like stop playing. Like this man, this man, Zaquan Moses, these guys gotta stop this shit, man. They for real. Like these skillful fighters gotta stop this. They putting belt the ass talk and they ain't putting belt the ass for real. Like y'all fighting dudes that y'all supposed to be. You stopped this dude in the second round. You win a whole round. You should have stopped him in the first round for real, for real. But you ain't. You stopped him in the second round, and he up here celebrating it like he did crazy damage. Dude, Jaquan Moses literally hit him. He threw a jab and dude just went down. Like just went down. That's all that happened. It wasn't even a powerful jab. It wasn't even nothing significant. Like this shit was ugly. Like this I don't get these dudes, man. But like I said with Africa, man, he said you fought a nigga on this lunch break for Popeyes. Facts, Ty. Facts. Like they like they'll be to understand this. Like I don't be understanding these guys. Like for real, in Africa, man. Like I said, you see him, Cambosis is a bum. You better show us that he a bum when you fight this guy in June, man. I definitely want to see belt the ass from you for sure, man. I'm sick of all of the talking from daggone Africa talking crazy. All of these guys talking crazy out here, man. This is getting wicked out here. Man, so I'm gonna go to the next topic, man. Okay. Uh let's get it popping. I got something real interesting to talk about. Is Jose Ramirez a trap fight for Devin Haney? Like real interesting, man, because I was reading this article the other day from Lance Pugmire, man. Shout out to him, man. He do great work for us boxing. Um I was reading this article with him, and I'm gonna read it to you guys about it, what he was saying pertaining to it. So is Jose Ramirez a trap fight for Devin Haney? Um, and this is his team. This is Jose and them talking about the fight. He said, obviously, Eric Gomez, being my promoter, is not going to say, "Hey, Jose's a monster" or "Jose's a tough fight," because then maybe Bill Haney doesn't take this fight. Ramirez says. If they had to play me down, emphasize my lack of performance in November, it's a poker game. They played their cards properly and got me to where I'm at now. Once they got once they got that contract signed, they called me and said, "Jose, you're going to win. Get your ass in the gym and get ready. This is a fight you can win that can change your life." Ramirez promoters Oscar De La Hoya said when he was asked to supply an opponent for Haney, Ramirez was the first fighter he was considered. He said being a relentless, valiant puncher, he was the perfect fit, especially since Haney was coming off getting beat up throughout the whole fight. De La Hoya said, "I saw how close Barboza versus Ramirez was, but I felt anyone else would just look at it as a loss, not really looking at it as his style and his left hook, not really looking at how he's performed before that, just the L." He said, "I'm sure Devin Haney is going to be very confident, but Jose Ramirez is going to give him a great fight. I really believe Devin Haney is a shell of himself coming off that bad loss and being off a year. You doubt yourself when you're going that long, and the first time you get hit, it really hurts." So you see what's the Oscar Patty. Yeah, you already know. You see the man Oscar. Oscar, he tell it. The man Oscar said the man Devin Haney is a shell of himself, and said you doubt yourself when you're going that long, and the first time you get hit, it really hurts, man. And this man Jose Ramirez is really confident. Jose Ramirez and Golden Boy and his team, they're very confident going into this fight, May 2nd versus Devin Haney. It's getting real interesting, man, because they thinking that I'm hearing Oscar. He keeps saying that Devin Haney is not gonna make it to the rematch to Ryan Garcia because he gonna lose to Jose Ramirez. He been pushing this the last couple of weeks, crazy recently. I've been watching it. I've been watching it, and the Haneys, man, they better be on point. They better be on point, cause this could be a trap. And if you just look at how everything's been going on from the for the Haneys and the recent time pertaining to this year. Look at how they was about to fight on BLK prom, and then they had the rush and run to Turkey over there in the UK and go ahead and dick eat Turkey just to get put on by Turkey and get a fight on his platform. And and then you look at it now with still with the slander, like they had to give up the lawsuit to make the fights happen. You know what I'm saying? With for us, with Ryan Garcia. What I say? He said, yeah, because they seen that Devin can't handle power and speed. Facts. And Ty said Devin is used to to shopping at the bingo hall for opponents. So anytime Devin fights someone his age, his size, he cook. Facts. It's postponed. What's post? They postponed the May 2nd fight. Whoa. What's going on? Oh, talking about they postponed the lawsuit. Okay. Yeah, they postponed it. They postponed the lawsuit pretty much for us the for us trying to get the fight going on and everything and shit. So yeah, I forgot they did postpone the lawsuit pretty much, but they pretty much letting that shit going away for the money, man. And of course, they didn't got exposed a lot from a lot of people. Pretty much of them choosing the bag over their morals and their integrity. You know, they was standing on this lawsuit and everything, but they chose to, take the fight with Ryan Garcia and, postpone this lawsuit and go against their whole integrity and morals. You know what I mean? Like it's really nasty work. And you know, Golden Boy, Devin Haney, I think they being real naive about this fight because I they thinking that Jose Ramirez won that fight. I mean, he lost that fight to Arnold Barbosa, and they thinking that this is going to be an easy fight for him. Just similar, like they were so naive thinking that Ryan Garcia was going to be an easy fight because of Tevin, because of Tank beat the shit out of Ryan, and they thinking that they was capable of doing the same thing because they think they can beat Tank, and they think they better than Tank. And I think they thinking that Jose Ramirez is sweet too. And Jose Ramirez, they working hard over there. They believe they can win this fight. They believe they could beat Devin Haney. I mean, personally, I got Devin Haney winning if he fights his style for us, fighting on the outside and trying to be skillful in the fight. But man, I wouldn't be surprised if Jose Ramirez pulled this win off because I don't know Devin Haney's punch resistance, how he gonna be for us his punch resistance, how he gonna be able to take shots. You know what I'm saying? Is he still gonna be having nightmares from the Ryan fight if Jose Ramirez, hit him with a flush left hook? Cause that is one of Jose Ramirez's specialty. Golden Boy, they own to something because they know that's one of Jose Ramirez's specialty is in that left hook. They own to something with that, and they trying to see they try to see they think Jose can motherfucker pull that left hook off on Devin Haney as well. And I don't think Devin Haney, I mean, looking at some of those training videos and him, trying to guard the left hook, I still see him dropping his hand and everything in some of them clips. Like, I don't think he's still gonna be able to defend it. And it's different from you training and then when you get in real time and fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Devin Haney, they been real secretive about their camp. Been real secretive in that camp recently. I done peeping them. They ain't been talking much. They ain't been promoting the fight. That's why I made a video. I was like, bro, this whole fight card for us a promo been a shit show. It's 3 weeks away. And like we like shit, only person we hearing from is Teofimo Lopez. Like that's the only person we hearing from on that card. No, Ryan, he been quiet, just working. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens, man. But I think this definitely is a trap fight for Devin. Possibly. Possibly. It's on the horizon, man. Golden Boy, they trying to set that boy Devin up, man. They want that boy to get softened up by Jose Ramirez going into that rematch. You know what I'm saying? Even if, Devin do win. You know what I'm saying? Because we know Jose Ramirez, he working hard and he's confident. He's very confident he can beat Devin Haney. And we'll see what happens, man, for sure, man. So let's get to the next topic, though. Uh, where I want to take this first. All right. You know what? Let me recap the fights. Let me go ahead and recap the fights, and then I'm gonna say these topics because these topics gonna contain to the fights after. So let's recap the fight, man, from last night, man. Crazy fight called Boost Ennis versus Amanda Stanionis last night, man. Definitely lit card. The card wasn't lit for real. Lit. It was the main event made the card better last night. I could say. Let me say that. You know what I mean? The undercard was lackluster, man. Eddie Hearn being cheap on the undercard, man. Only person he was willing to probably spend some little bread on was Raymond Ford, and then we gonna talk about that fight because that shit was crazy. But just running down the first few fights, man, for real, bro. Like the card was definitely not where it's at last night, for real. The main event definitely saved the night. I gotta say for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I was watching the Pro Box card too at the same time as I was watching the Boots card, and the Pro Box card was fire for real, more so than the Boots card for real. Like they had some firefights on that shit. There was some bangers on there last night. But get to the first fight, of course, man. Shakram gears off. He ends up packing up Franco Maximiliano in the fourth round last night, man. He's a 147-pound guy. He's ranked in that division. We'll see what this guy looks like. He definitely packed him up crazy though last night. Stopped him with a body shot. This was a guy that was supposed to. I had gears off winning, by knockout last night anyway. So this was an easy pick fight for real last night because this was a guy that Giasoff was supposed to stop and get rid of last night, and he did his justice last night for sure. Yeah, definitely, Todd. That shit definitely was weak outside the boots. I was like, man, like Eddie Hearn, bro, like y'all being so damn cheap. He said, "What about Jones versus Johnson? That shit had to be staged." Oh, we about to talk about that right now. So, Shock Ron, we'll see what you do at 147. Good fight, but you did what you're supposed to do. I picked you to win. You won. Get past that. Amari Jones, man, versus William Jackson, man. So, I got a problem with this. William Jackson, man, you were Cincinnati. I'm from Cincinnati. William Jackson is from Cincinnati. I'm like, dog. Like, you made us look bad last night, bro. Like this shit looked like it was staged, like you said, Ty. Like, I know it was a liver shot, and Sergio Moro, he gassed that shit like it was a crazy punch, like to the liver, like it really like hurt him. It didn't look like it didn't even connect to me, in my opinion. And like, and y'all, if y'all follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and stuff, I show all the highlights from the fights and stuff on my page and stuff. So even showing this highlight from last night on my page, like I'm looking at it back like last night and this morning, I'm like, bro, like he didn't even. It looked like he didn't even touch him. Like this, I'm like, this was just a ridiculous fight last night, man. Like it looked staged. Like it looked like William Jackson definitely pulled a dive move last night, man. But I ain't gonna disrespect Amari Jones. I do think Amari Jones is a great young talent, but I don't know about this one, dog. William Jackson, bro, you made the city look bad last night, dog. Like you made Cincinnati look bad, man. Like you didn't even put up a fight in there, bro. It was like you were just there for the bag. It was horrible, bro. Like this is why this fight particularly made this shit. It made the card look bad. Like this fight in particular made this card look bad last night. You know what I'm saying? Like the first three fights, like literally, Giazov, his op wasn't even trying to really fight for real, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And then William Jackson, same shit. He didn't even want to come up to fight. And then Thomas Matisse in the Raymond Ford fight, he wasn't even trying to put up no fight. He looked like he was just up there to try to get a bag. Like all of these dudes was up there just bag chasing. Like all of these was just straight showcase fights for all three of those guys. For Giasov, Amari Jones, and Raymond Ford. All of them. All showcase fights. Straight up. Like it was nasty work for real. Like it was definitely some shameful shit last night, Ty, for real. Like it was bad to watch. I'm watching Pro Box. I'm like, they got bangers on there. I should have been daggone having my attention and giving highlights and showing up for them boys. 'Cause them boys was banging over there on Pro Box TV last night. Like that shit was just bad, man. And but salute to Maury Jones. He got a first round knockout. He moves on. Interesting to see where he goes. Got to get him a little bit of better competition, Eddie. Man, get him a little bit of better competition than that, dog. William Jackson, inactive, didn't come to fight at all. He was just there for a check. It was nasty work for real live nasty work. Yeah. I missed the last two fights from Pro. I think that I missed the no, I missed the main event from Pro Box because I ended up staying on to watch Boots and Stanionis at that time. So I missed the main event. But I did catch it up towards the co-main, and then I ended up going live with a watch party last night, just on some last minute, just bored, just trying to do some content and shit last night, and it came out whatever, it came out cool, whatever. But I need to go back and watch that last fight from Pro Box TV last night for sure too. But they had a fire card last night though. They had some bangers on there. Um, and let's get to it, man. Raymond Ford versus Thomas Matisse. Raymond Ford, simply pitched a shutout last night. Pitched a shutout, won by unanimous decision last night. Thomas Matisse, he yapping in the fight. All he had was a straight hand. He wasn't doing anything. Like Montana Love was in his corner, like trying to motivate him, but Thomas Matisse wasn't listening to Montana Love at all, like in the corner. Like wasn't listening to him not one bit. Thomas Matisse was just out there just letting Raymond Ford tag him with hella shots. Raymond Ford, I think he's a good fighter, man, and I think he do lean in a lot with his punches and stuff. Where that shit hurt him when he was doing that shit with Nick Ball when he fought him last year, and I think Raymond Ford definitely need to clean it up a little bit, man. Far as just stay locked in and stay composed. You know what I'm saying in the fight, far as your style, because leaning in on the punches it's gonna be bad for you and beneficial for sure. So Ty said, seriously, he let his he left his hands in his locker. Facts. Ford was mad to look better than what he was last night, in my opinion. All right, yeah, and Raymond Ford don't have no power because he was hitting Thomas Matisse with clean shots throughout the whole entire fight. Like going to the body, like he was investing in the body with some good body shots last night, and he couldn't hurt Thomas Matisse at all. He do not have no power. Like he don't have no power. And I said it on the show with me and my boy Doobie the other day. I was like, man, I got Thomas Matisse, man. I got Ford winning by decision in this fight. If he do stop him, it's gonna be in the late rounds, but it's not gonna be in the early rounds at all. Like, but I had him definitely winning by decision most likely, and exactly what he did. I got all my predictions right last night for real. I was 4-0 for all of them fights last night, and man, like Ford, he was calling out Shoo Shoo. He been talking about Shoo Shoo throughout the whole fight. Okay. Okay, now we back. Somebody tried to call me. That's what it was. My boy called it on Messenger. Okay. Yeah, so Thomas Matisse, um, yeah, Thomas Matisse, he was on there just there for a check, man. And of course, Raymond Ford, he was on there pretty much, after the fight calling out Shushu, which is kind of weird to me with this. Why is Raymond Ford calling out Shushu when Shushu is at 126 and Raymond Ford is at 130? And we know Shushu right now is campaigning at 126 right now. Like that's where Shushu is campaigning at. He's right now about to possibly have a vacant title shot. He's the mandatory for two of the sanctioned bodies at 126. Why is Raymond Ford calling out Shushu so much? And when he's at 130 and Shushu is at 126? Like I'm trying to understand that with this guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't really understand it. But it just, Raymond Ford should be trying to fight the top guys at 130. Like, what's next for Raymond Ford? Let's look at the rankings real quick. So Raymond Ford, 130. All right. So Raymond Ford, he's ranked in the IBF at 138. He's number 5 in the IBF, and he's number 5 in the WBA. He's number 4 in the WBC, and he's number 8 in the WBO. Dondrick was good, my boy. Salute, my brother. So I see like what would be the move for Raymond Ford? Like what belt? The vacant belt at 130 is the IBF. He's number 5 in the IBF. So you would think Eddie Hearn would try to push for Raymond Ford to try to get that vacant IBF title at 130. Of course, Lamar Roach, he has the 130-pound title at the WBA. Yeah, he fights in the junior lightweight division. Ty, he's at the 130-pound division. So no, right now Raymond Ford is ranked number 5 in the IBF, number 5 in the WBA, number 4 in the WBC, and number 8 in the WBO. The IBF is vacant. The WBA, Lamont Roche has that title. Shockey Foster has the WBC, and Emmanuel Navarrete has the WBO through Top Rank. I mean, the Eddie Hearn, like I said, Eddie, the best shot that I would think Eddie Hearn should move with Raymond Ford is try to get him that IBF since it's vacant. It only makes sense. Eduardo Nunez, of course he's the number one guy that's ranked. He's the number one contender in the IBF. So might have to go through him for that. But don't Navarrete got a fight with what's the name is soon? Angry White Man Boxing. What's good, my boys? What's popping with you? Salute, salute, salute. Yeah, man. I think Raymond Ford should make a push for that IBF. That's what I would do personally if I was him. Like I'd make a push for that IBF if I was him. That's just my personal opinion for real. Cause that title's vacant. It ain't nobody there. And Lamont obviously fighting. He's about to fight. Tank in a rematch at 135. Ashaki Foster is possibly about to defend his title um versus Stephen Foden on the Tank card possibly. Emmanuel Navarrete, he has a fight soon coming up, I believe. Who Emmanuel Navarrete fighting? Hold on, let me see real quick. I got that on this app. So that fight coming up very soon. Emmanuel Navarrete, he's fighting. What's dude name? He's fighting Charlie Suarez. That fight is May 10th. Raymond Muratala is on that card fighting Zar Abdullah on that fight too. They got Giovanni Santillan on that fight too as well. Oh, they got a decent little card. Top rank building a decent little card for May 10th. You got Raymond Muratalo on that card and Giovanni Santillan, the dude that Brian Norman knocked out. He on the card. So yeah, so all of them guys is busy right now. You know what I mean? So I feel like Raymond Ford shoot for the IBF, man. That's what I would move. I would do if I was Raymond Ford because that title's vacant. You know what I mean? He put on a decent performance last night. It was decent. Should have got dude out of there though. But Raymond Ford don't got no power. He don't got no power for real. You know what I mean? That's the thing about it. Him not having no power, it's gonna be different fighting some of them other guys. You know what I'm saying? That's champions. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a guy like Navarrete. You know what I'm saying? All relentless. Pressure fighter. You know what I'm saying? Got a little bit of power on him. You know what I'm saying? So interesting. Raymond Ford, good shit last night. You know what I'm saying? You did your numbers last night, man. And to the main event last night, man. Boost Ennis versus Amanda Stanionis last night, man. Um, Great fight last night. I enjoyed this fight. This fight saved the card because that fight, the whole card was lackluster for real. Let's be honest. The whole card was lackluster. Cheap ass Eddie Hearn. Everybody talking about PBC broke and shit, but they don't be questioning these guys if they broke or not, man. Like that's what that should be nasty work, man. In real life, be nasty work. But I'll say this. Boost Ennis versus Stanionis. I enjoyed the fight last night, man, from start to finish, man. Last night I did a little watch party last night, last minute, just messing around with StreamYard. I'm still trying to get used to StreamYard a little bit and shit, so I'm playing around with it a little bit. But had fun watching this fight, man. It was a banger. Stanionis, he brought the fight. He was game for the fight. Boots was amazing, put on a amazing performance, man. Like Boots did exactly what I called for last night. I said Boots was gonna have one of these, you know, gonna have one of these amazing performances, one of these standout performances that he was gonna, really, show out and really put on for show. D1 was good. Yeah, so it was just crazy watching Boots like just put on a master class last night. His jab was on point last night. The body shots was crazy. Like he was investing in the body. Like he was. I thought he was damn near. I think either I was it the first or the second round. He hit Stanionis with a crazy body shot from like the first or the second round. It was crazy. Like where I thought damn near he was no Stanionis was about to go down right there for real. Honestly, for real. But Stanionis, he stayed up and he was fighting. He was hitting Boots with some good shots last night. You know what I'm saying? Some good right straight hands last night. Stanionis left hook was definitely a little bit dangerous, a little bit as well. But no, Boots defense was on point. Majority to me, in my opinion. Boots definitely got hit with some shots from Stanionis, but it wasn't nothing crazy. I think Boots definitely got to stay locked in because he was showboating a little bit last night. Stay locked in, man. Um, like I said, with some of them bigger fighters, and some of the big fights that you get into more in your career, Boots. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to showboat against everybody. You know what I mean? Stay locked in, man. Cause you can have a bad night and all that showboating shit gonna be over with. You know what I mean? So stay locked in for sure, man. But Boots put on the masterclass, the body shots, man. I love body shots. I love watching fighters attack the body in fights. And I feel like that's the way to win a fight in any fight. You know what I'm saying? Personally. Go to that body, man, and then you set up your combinations and everything. And Boots did an amazing job with that last night. Bozy was on point in the corner with Boots, keeping them on track and everything. Um, Stanionis, he said he was all gas, no brakes, and he brought the fight. Like he was coming forward throughout the whole fight. And no, Boots, he did exactly what I said. He was gonna fight on the outside. Boots' footwork is amazing, man. His hand speed, all amazing as well, man. Boots is really one of them guys. Like he really is one of them guys, and I've been saying this for a while about Boots. And I just think he just needed the right competition for him to up his game and up his level. And he exactly did that last night. He put on one of those similar performances that he did with Roman Villa last night that I was saying throughout this whole entire week for the fight. I'm like, this is gonna be one of them Roman Villa type fights for Boots. The competition is up for him. He's gonna be up for the fight. He gonna stand and deliver, and he definitely stand and deliver last night, man, for real. And all of y'all Boots haters, man, where y'all at? Where y'all at? With all of that shit saying Boots ain't that guy and he ain't a lead, and saying that some of y'all thought Boots was gonna lose the fight. Y'all thought Stanionis was gonna beat Boots last night. Like where y'all at? Like I don't see y'all. Like a lot of people was talking crazy about Boots running his name down. And then there's another thing that bothered me last night. I gotta mention this too. The commentary, man. And I gotta go with Eddie Hearn on this too. I do not like the commentary that they did on the fight last night for Boots. They was downplaying Boots, like leading up to the fight, saying that Boots fought bad his last fights and everything, and um he ain't fought no the best competition, and they was just really downplaying Boots before the fight, bro. And it was just nasty work just to watch and hear them downplay Boots like that, man, for real. Cause I was like, damn, Eddie Hearn just be letting them talk about his guys like this before the fights. They just be really like the commentary for these fights on the zone be so trash. Like it be so trash. Like KQ, I can listen to KQ all day do commentary, man, because he the best at what he does, man. So anybody watching fights, hey, listen to KQ KC boxing, man, on the commentary. Like he's amazing on the commentary on boxing. Like them commentary guys on the zone, Sergio Moro, like they be hating, bro. Them boys be shitting on them fighters, man. Like and Eddie Hearn just be allowing that shit. Like I know he be hearing these guys say this shit that they be saying, but he never like say nothing about this shit. He just be letting them shit on his fighters. He don't care. Like he just don't give a fuck. Hey, what my boy D1 said, he said, they downplaying right now. He said, oh, Chris Mannix is the worst. Yeah, Chris Mannix is horrible, bro. Like, I can't stand that guy, bro. Like, he's really a real fucking casual for real. He really don't be knowing shit about fucking boxing for real. He said, KQ. Yeah, KQ definitely the GOAT. Definitely the GOAT for sure. The GOAT at commentary in boxing. Anyone watching any fights, check out KQKC Boxing channel on any fight commentary, man. He's the GOAT at it for sure. That's my dogs. Subscribe to them as well. And subscribe to my boys, D1 and William Old School, Angry White Man podcast as well, man. Show my guys some love, man, for sure, man. Great boxing content, man. They be cooking on a daily basis. D1, I see you, man. You be working with the content every day, man. You be making me want to work, man. So that's why I've been trying to grind and push content as much as well, man. You definitely, man. Salute to you, brother, for sure. Eddie Hearn is a clown, the biggest clown, one of the biggest promoters clowns out here. Like bad, like he just be letting them shit on him. And Boots don't deserve that slander like that from them guys on the commentary, man. Especially if he signed with them, and it even furthermore brings me to that's supposed to be Boots' last fight on the deal with Matchroom, right? But we looking at the post presser where you got Eddie Hearn. They talking like they gonna be working together. They gonna be trying to put this together next and all of this and all it and everything. And I'm just looking at it. I'm like, bro, like Boots, get the hell away from Eddie Hearn, bro. Get the hell away from them guys. I don't want to see you with them, bro. Like, bro, like you want the Mario Barrios fight? The only way you're gonna get it is you go over there to PBC to get it. And if you were signed with PBC, I feel like your career would be a lot more better. Like, you know what I'm saying? They can groom you into a star. They'll let you do your boost promotion and try to groom you into a real star, a real pay-per-view star. And they'll get you some of them fights that you want. You want to unify 147? Okay, Mario Barrios over there. We'll feed you him. You want the fight with Brian Norman? We dealing with Top Rank. We working with them real closely with a lot of fights. You with us? We can try to get that fight to happen with Brian Norman. It makes much sense for Boots to be with PBC than be over there with Matchroom Boxing and with Eddie Hearn trying to get the fights with other promotional companies on the other side. PBC just fed Stanionis to you last night. They ain't gonna be so willing to feed Mario Barrios to you like that, especially if they ain't making no money off of you. So if Boots was signed with PBC, I think it'd be easier for him to get the Mario Barrios fight. Like it'd be way easier for him to get that fight. And it makes much sense too, business wise. I mean, just look at what Eddie Hearn and them. Eddie Hearn didn't defend Boots much at all when Boots was going through the whole Virgil Ortiz slander about him ducking the Virgil Ortiz fight. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't defending him. Like Eddie Hearn let Turkey and let Ring Magazine and all of the media shit on Boots with that shit. He didn't defend him. Just like Eddie Hearn ain't even defending Shakur 100% with Turkey and all of the shit that's going on with him right now. So I'm just saying in general, Eddie Hearn has a track record of not defending his fighters, specifically American-based fighters that he has on his staple. He do not defend them guys. And Boots, if you want that Barrio, you want to really unify, your better road to unify would be with PBC. Ty said, no, Eddie is a snake, just like Tank said. Facts. D1 said, it's all good, Cam. That's why I'm here, bro. I'm glad. I'm glad you got motivated. I have a worst ethic in life that is second to none. Honest to God, I have motivated anybody in life I have came across in it for sure, bro. You definitely motivate me, bro. You knockout KQ. You know what I'm saying for nine. You know what I'm saying? So many to name, man. Y'all motivate me to be, working on this content, man. So I'll be trying to cook up, man, and give my opinions and stuff. And then I don't be having time to debate these guys like typing like anymore, like on Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram and stuff. I don't have the time and energy to do that shit. So I'd rather just hop on a live, hop on videos and give my opinions and takes and shoot them out to them to the people, give my content out, and then people decide, they can get their comments on the content from there, and it is what it is from there. I don't be tripping about these people, man. Like, I don't got time to sit there and debate and type with these people. Like, that shit gets on my damn nerves, man. Damn, man. These people, that's what they be wanting me to do. Like, people be in my inbox on Facebook, on Messenger, and all of that. Like, this shit getting out of control, bro. Like, that's why I say I just do my content and I just work and keep my head going forward, bro. For sure, man. Salute D1, man, for sure. Like, Ty, you definitely should, Ty. You one of them ones. You know your shit, and you be cooking like, and a lot of people will tap in. I'll follow you. You already got a lot of people that want you to do your own content. You definitely should start for sure, Ty. For sure, you definitely should. Like, your channel will be booming. Like, motherfuckers will fuck with you, and you be having your times where you be wanting to get your certain content out and stuff too, and express yourself and get certain certain topics out of your head and everything. Yeah, you should definitely do so for sure. It'll definitely help that out for sure. Cause that'd be my thing too. I just be at times be just be wanting to like get content out and just get like I see something that frustrate me, and then I just be like, man, instead of me just talking about it online, I just want to shoot a video and just cover it and just give my opinion on it real quick. You know what I mean? For sure. Yeah, Ty, like you said, having a channel is hard work, but you have a perfect personality. Yeah, it's definitely hard work for sure. But Ty personality and like her wisdom in the game, like especially from a woman perspective in boxing, and she has a real logical perspective. Man, she'll knock it out of the park as she get her channel going for sure. And all of us are helping. I mean, you already know we all gonna help. Help each other grow as much as possible for sure. Like, we a family with this boxing shit. You know what I mean? So, uh, but yeah, man, back to Boots. Boots Ennis. I definitely feel like Boots should definitely be with PBC. That's my personal opinion for sure. Shout out to my boy Mag Seven Life, man. Right now I'm talking about Boots. Once I'm done talking about Boots, I'm gonna get into the Shakur and my Tank talk because I got a lot to talk about for Shakur and Tank Davis for sure, bro. So give me some time real quick. But Boots, Boots should definitely be with PBC. I think it makes perfect sense due to the fact that, like I said, Mario Barrios, PBC's not going to feed Mario Barrios to Boots like that. They're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to do that easy. But Boots would have to be signed with PBC for them to give him that fight. And if he wants that Brian Norman fight, I feel like PBC, Steven Espinoza, Al Heyman, they'll be able to work and get that fight done easier with the fact with them working closely with Top Rank now. You know what I mean? So Boots, you got to make some wise decisions, man, for sure, man. And me personally, I feel like the move with PBC would be a better move, but it looks like Boots is sticking with Eddie Hearn. And then I was watching a post press conference last night, and I was hearing Eddie Hearn speak, saying that he mentioned Bud Crawford name, saying that they want Bud Crawford, and I was like, yo, no, I don't care for that right now because I mean I don't. All right, let me say this: I want the Bud versus Boots fights. I've been calling it. I've been one of the guys that's been pushing for this fight over the last year and a half for for Bud and Boots to happen. But we already know Bud got Canelo possibly. I don't know, but I will say this: if that talk summers down, because I feel like the Bud and Canelo talk is dumbing down a little bit. I think like it ain't as alive as it was. It's been quiet a little bit as far as Canelo versus Bud recently, for real. If that fight somewhat don't happen and Boost ain't able to to unify and no, not unify, but if Boost isn't if Boost isn't able to become undisputed, go for that Bud. I mean, go for that Bud fight then. Like I feel like he should definitely go for that belt fight, but I right now it's really a fight that I'm not really concerned to talking about. So when people talk like Eddie Hearn speaking about that shit, it's irrelevant to me in my opinion for real. And then Eddie Hearn as well, he mentioned um read Ty's comment. He said, I can't see it happening simply because Turkey is all over the place and we all know Canelo does what he wants. Facts. Yeah, exactly too. Canelo, I said, I mentioned this a couple of days ago as well too. I heard Chris Eubank Jr. pop out talking about he possibly might be in line to get a Canelo fight. So it's like you hear that, and I'm like, man, which one? Like, what's going on? Like I don't know what's going on for us Canelo. Like, and everything is subject to change with Turkey and them. And Turkey tries to make all of these, drastic plans for these fights ahead of time. And a lot of this shit don't be panning and work out for them ever for real half of the time. You know what I mean? But it's just nasty work. And I think Bud and Boots, I would love that fight if it would happen. But I just don't see it happening. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn speaking about it, I feel like it's irrelevant for him to talk about at the moment. And then at the post press conference as well, we had Eddie Hearn speak about. I'm just gonna get a drink of water real quick. We had Eddie Hearn speak about Brian Norman as well. Brian, and not even let alone Eddie Hearn, Bozy, and no, even Boots coming out finally with some personality a little bit. They all was cooking Brian Norman, pretty much saying that they offered the man, up to $2 million, and the guy only fought for 100,000, and then he turned the fight down and everything. They was going at Brian Norman crazy last night, which was real interesting, and I liked it. I liked it. I definitely liked it, and I felt like it was well needed. I felt like the Normans, they Brian Norman Sr. be going at Boots heavy all the time to where I felt like Bozy and Boots don't say much. They real humble guys. They Bozy, you see him in interviews speaking and stuff, but Boots don't say much for real, honestly. And I felt like they needed to, go ahead and speak on this shit out there after the fight, and go ahead and expose them boys, and keep putting that shit out there and standing on that shit. Cause that man Brian Norman definitely had the opportunity to fight Boots Ennis last year, and he ducked the fight. He didn't want the fight, and that's the facts of it. And right now, you got Brian Norman. He talk about they pushing the fight Mario Barrios and the Jen Sasaki dude, which is Jen Sasaki's number 2 in the WBO at 147. Like, bro, you ain't even pushing the fight Boots for real. You pushing the fight these other guys. But y'all always attaching y'all name to Boots though. Every time y'all in y'all interviews, y'all talking about Boots, Boots, Boots. Then I done heard that you said his performance was regular last night. That's some nasty work. They call that performance regular. You know them boys, Brian Norman Jr. and Senior, both of them boys seen that performance last night. They know they was over there nervous as hell. Them boys don't want to no damn smoke with Boots for real. They doing the same shit that Shakur doing, attaching their name to Tank Davis and saying and calling them out, saying they want to fight them, but then they taking other fights for easy paydays. They doing the same shit. Same exact shit. Ain't no damn difference. Like Brian Norman attached his name to Bruce Ennis and talks about wanting to fight him, but ain't fighting him though. Ain't even trying to move by action to fight him. And we supposed to believe in the Norman's word. Like, come on, man. I like what Bruce Ennis did last night in that post press conference. And another thing to mention too, um, they was real being a little bit safe on like certain names, like after the fight, like the actual the post fight interview and the post press conference. They didn't really want to say too many names on who they want to fight, but they did, you know, put out that they do want to become undisputed. So like I said with Boots, his whole thing is he wants to become undisputed. And then, Boots did mention about the weight, saying that, pretty much saying the same thing he said before in the press conference, in the final presser, saying that, he felt like his weight is good, that, that he didn't have a tough weight cut at all, like that he felt like he was fine. And this is my thing as far as the weight with Boots. If Boots feels that he can wake weight, like, and become undisputed, I'm fine with that. I don't want it to be no Earl Spence 2.0 situation where he drained himself out the weight class. You know what I mean? I don't want that for him. I really, hope he really takes heat on this. And I want Boots to, be comfortable. If you comfortable and you really think like you can make weight, and try to capture those other two titles at 147, because I ain't gonna lie, I think 147 is definitely a big weight class for you. I mean, a small weight class for you. It's a small weight class for you, and you definitely should consider the 154. But I'm all with Boots wanting to become undisputed and continuing to stay at 147 and conquer his dreams. You know what I'm saying? He just conquered one of his dreams last night. So I'm all for him doing so last night. You know what I'm saying? For sure. You know what I'm saying? So salute the Boots Ennis, man, becoming the 147-pound unified champion. Has the Ring magazine belt as well to mention. Amazing fight, put on a master class, man. A lot of dudes is gonna be scared to fight Boots after that performance now, man. Like he really put on, bro. He did exactly what I called for last night. I said he gonna have one of them Villa type performances, and he definitely did that shit last night. He did his big one last night, man. And I'm excited to see what's next for Boots, man. And to me, it seemed like he's gonna stay with Eddie Hearn the way they was talking, because they're basically talking like they have like they're planning stuff, and they're gonna get together and sit and and try to plan what's next for him and everything. And I just feel like, man, Boost would be so much better if he was over there at PBC, man. Like they would get him all the way together. Get him all the way together. He'll become a pay-per-view star. The way they grooming David Benavidez right now, Boots can be the same way. He could be the same exact way with PBC. Like he'll be way better off at PBC for sure. Like, but salute the Boots, man. And let me bring up to the final topics, man, for the show, man. Um, and I may open it up, man. Open up a panel, man, for some people to join if they want to come up and get their opinions a little bit, man, on some of the topics, for sure. Um, Shakur Stevenson, man, last night, man. So they interviewed him during the fight last night, and of course, Shakur Stevenson was on there. He was in hold on, real quick. I want to, because I want to send, because this Shakur Stevenson fan that's been like in my inbox. I want him to come to my live right now, so I want to send this live to him right now. Hold on. Cause I want him to be here for this part right here. I'm live now, talking on Shakur. Pull up. I even bring you on here. Yeah, hold on. Cause we about to get on to this. Uh, yeah, I definitely got you, Ty. I got you for sure, for sure. So Shakur Stevenson, man, he was. They interviewed him after they interviewed him a couple times after during the fights last night for sure, and he gonna say they asked him like, what's up with you, Shakur? What's next? And then he says, Shakur says, Zepeda's next, but if I can fight Tank and I would rather fight Tank, I'll drop the Zepeda fight to fight Tank immediately. And then goes on and says, yeah, the Zepeda fight, that's next for sure. And I'm like, bro, this is my thing, bro. You had to make sure you mentioned Tank. Like, like you had to make sure you mention Tank. Like always, you always mention Tank. Like, why is you mentioning Tank name, knowing that Tank's about to fight Lamont Roach? You just had an interview a week or two ago saying that you picking Lamont Roach to win the rematch. So you obviously know that Tank has a rematch. Why are you mentioning Shakur Stevenson? Why are you mentioning Tank Davis' name? You know he got to fight. You know you got a mandatory fight right now in negotiations for Zepeda right now. Why are you talking about this man? Like, I'm really trying to get a real understanding of this. I don't understand Shakur Stevenson, man. Why do he have to mention Tank Davis' name in every interview? They didn't even ask him about no damn Tank. The interviewer didn't even ask him about Tank. She asked him what's next for him. He gonna mention Tank name. And all of y'all damn Shakur fans, what do y'all do? All of y'all, oh, he called Tank out. He called Tank out. That's what he always do. Why he ain't fight him last year, man? That's why it comes to asking y'all why he ain't fight him last year. Then when we ask y'all why he ain't fight him last year, oh, he ain't offering him. Tank ain't offering him. He ducking Shakur. like I don't get this. Like I really don't get these guys. Like literally, like he literally goes say, "Oh, I dropped the fight. I dropped the Zepeda fight to fight Tank immediately." Like what? Like this is like I'm really appalled at this moment. Like, you Shakur fans, y'all really be fine with these guys calling Tank out all the time and attaching their name to Tank. Y'all be fine with this. But then when we ask y'all questions about what do these guys do by action to get the fight with Tank, y'all don't want to answer the question. Y'all go ahead and deflect it and then y'all move on and y'all go ahead and try to talk about some other shit. Y'all go on talking about that on Shakur, calling Tank out in 20 damn near. And then y'all gonna worry about Shakur calling him out last night. But then when we ask y'all what happened to the fight last year, when he had the chance to fight Tank last year, y'all go on and talk about some other shit. Like I just don't get y'all guys. It, do- it doesn't. And where they getting this shit from? Tank said nothing about Shakur being on the menu. Is that so? This the thing. They going off of the whole TGB. Well, Tom Brown had his interview from this past weekend, and he said some basically like, "Oh, Tank, he can fight who he wants. Like he's built. He's done enough to where he can fight who he wants to fight." You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. And then a whole bunch of Shakur fans try to run with it like, oh, he dunking Tank and he ain't trying to fight Tank and all of that and everything. Like they try to run with that narrative super bad, like on some real wild crazy shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like and like the Shakur fans, they be quick to try to paint false narratives and shit. But then when us fans, ask Shakur fans, what's the deal? Like why Shakur signed with Matchroom Boxing? Why is he over there? They be like, oh, Eddie Hearn's gonna help him get the biggest fights. Where? He ain't got him no big fights no time soon. Eddie Hearn's already done said that he had 2 fights scheduled to fight Joe Cordina and fight Zepeda on the deal, and both of the fights was gonna be in Saudi Arabia. Now that Turkey don't fuck with Shakur, because Shakur done aired Turkey out, Now the man has to fight Zepeda in the U.S. now. So now they're negotiating the fight for Zepeda right now for the zone. They want the fight the fight the zone. Eddie Hearn and Oscar wants the zone to fund the fight for Zepeda and Shakur. And like Knockout Boxing 86 TV, salute to my dog, man. Hey, subscribe to my dog, man. Great work over there, man. Definitely support me. I gotta support my dog. Knockout, he said it best. Zepeda ain't worried about his money. He ain't worried about, how much money he getting paid for the fight. He just want to, get the opportunity to try to get the title. Shakur the only one that's worried about some money. He the only one that's worried about some money. And the purse bid is reported to be May 6th. And then you got Eddie Hearn talking about he want to do a 5-versus-5 with Golden Boy and Matchroom. Y'all got to negotiate this fight. You worried about the wrong shit. Fuck that card. You need to get the fight done. Eddie Hearn's been ruining this man Shakur's career. He ain't defending Shakur in the media with a lot of these guys, Turkey and them. Like what happened? Turkey with Brunch Boxing, they didn't report it. Let's run this shit too. Where is it at? I forgot. Brunch Boxing, they report that Shakur Stevenson will not be fighting on Riyadh season or any Ring Magazine events at all. And this comes after Shakur called out Turkey Al-Sheikh for not wanting to pay him the money that he was supposed to get for the Zepeda fight. So Turkey done cut Shakur Stevenson water off. Turkey done cut Shakur Stevenson water off, saying, I ain't fucking with him. Eddie, you deal with him. So now we got a clear indication of Turkey not fucking with Shakur Stevenson now. On top of, we got Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya. They're trying to get the zone to fund the fight. And it goes back to the question I keep asking everybody. Why isn't Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya putting up their own money for the fight? Where is their money at? If Eddie Hearn's the best promoter in boxing, as he proclaims, and as some of you Shakur Stevenson fans proclaim, why isn't them putting their money up for the Zepeda and Shakur fight? I'm trying to get an understanding of this. I'm trying to understand this. Why are they over there trying to kiss the zone ass to put up the money to fight because Turkey won't fund the fight now? Like, y'all Shakur fans don't understand how bad this really looks. This is a real bad situation for Shakur. He in a real tough ass spot right now, and all y'all think this shit is sweet, and this shit ain't sweet for him right now. He is getting put under right now. Really getting put under right now. Said Ty said, and we all know Eddie broke law. Shakur gonna be fighting in a back alley for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He definitely is. He definitely is. This is just crazy. Turkey done cut off Shakur. Eddie and Oscar trying to get the zone to fund the money for the fight. The purse bid is on the horizon for May 6th if they don't get the fight negotiated by then. This just is a tough ass spot for Shakur. And that's why I said, why is Shakur calling out Tank when you got all of this shit going on right now? You got all of this bullshit going on right now with this mandatory fight for us, this whole negotiations with Zepeda, and you're calling out Tank last night. You have no business calling out Tank. We know Tank got the fight with Lamont Roach June 21st. We know you going through a whole shit show of negotiations right now, and you calling out damn Tank. Wasting your damn time. Wasting your damn time. You worried about the wrong shit. You need to be worried about this shit right now. Worry about getting this deal done for this fight with Zepeda. Because if it don't get done, WBC, they will strip you. And they would gladly give that title up to Zepeda. A guy that's a Mexican fighter, hell yeah, they get that title up quickly to Zepeda. And furthermore, Eddie Hearn, you don't want that fight to go to purse bid, bro. You do not want that fight to go to purse bid, Eddie Hearn. I'm telling you. You let that fight go to purse bid, let a motherfucker like Oscar De La Hoya grab that fight up off of the purse bid. That boy, he gonna have that fight in Mexico. Ring gonna be small. All of that, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? I heard KO mention that shit, and he was 100% right about that shit. That fight gonna be in Mexico. The ring gonna be small. Shakur ain't gonna get the money he want for the fight. It's gonna be nasty work. It's gonna be nasty work. I'm telling you, Eddie Hearn gonna fuck this shit up. He gonna fuck this shit up bad for Shakur, man. Even worse, he better not let that fight go to purse bid. He better get the zone to make that fight happen and fund the fight, man. For real. Like, and I feel like Eddie and Oscar definitely need to be able to negotiate this fight without letting this fight get the purse bid. Both y'all on the same platform, man. It should be no reason why both y'all should not be making this fight happen. For real. Like, y'all differences shouldn't be that fucking crazy. Y'all differences from the past shouldn't be crazy to where y'all can't make this fight happen. Just the fact of the matter, man. If the zone ain't putting the money up for the fight, y'all got some money. Y'all say y'all got money. Y'all the best promoters and everything. Y'all ain't broke. Y'all calling out PBC saying that they broke every day. Both of y'all be slandering PBC. But the way y'all move like y'all ain't got that much money over there on y'all companies for real. We can tell by the events y'all throw. You see what Eddie Hearn threw last night with the boost card. Boost card was lackluster as hell. We see what Oscar De La Hoya do for his cards. He doing uh Thursday night prospect YouTube fights on the Golden Boy channel. And then he'll throw a fight here and there. He ain't even the head promoter for the Fatal Fury card May 2nd. Eddie Hearn's the head promoter for the Fatal Fury card May 2nd. And Oscar he got three Golden Boy fighters on all three fights on that card. That shit kind of ironic, man. Like they Oscar and Eddie, they should be the ones that should be able to be the ones to be able to put this fight on. They need to get this fight done. And to add more, speaking about Shakur, he on record saying, um, I seen him in the interview saying that the fight they're looking for us this fight with Shakur and Zepeda to be in the summertime. And I remember Eddie Hearn, he said that the fight couldn't happen in Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia wasn't doing any fights in the summer, and Shakur wants the fight to be in the summer. And then Shakur last night was on record saying that the fight, they're looking for the fight to be in either July, August, or September. So that's what the approximate time they're looking for is the Zepeda and Shakur fight. And then Shakur goes on there and says that he putting belt to ass to Zepeda when he fight him. And of course, he been on Twitter. Of course, he been saying he gonna make him pay and all of this shit. Like Shakur been on this on this crazy shit, man. On this whole over promising and under delivering shit. He said he gonna put belt the ass as a pater, and I'm gonna be on record to say this too. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna hold you to it, Shakur. I'm gonna remember it. I remember April 12th. You said you was gonna put belt the ass as a pater, and if you don't do it, well, we gonna come back on here on live, and we gonna talk about it again. We gonna be like, hey, you remember April 12th, Shakur, when you said you was gonna put belt the ass to Zapata, and you ain't put belt the ass? You just had you won by decision, or you lost by decision, or whatever the outcome it is. We're gonna come back and we're gonna speak on it, and I'm gonna definitely expose it and be like, y'all, we remember April 12th. This man Shakur said he was gonna put belt the ass to Zapata. Like, Shakur gotta understand. And it goes back to the conversation I was having earlier when I was talking about these skillful fighters talking about putting belt the ass to these fighters and stuff, and then they, over promising and under delivering and everything. They don't put belt the ass to these guys. They just win by decision and have a whole skillful fight winning. You know what I mean? Shakur is one of the same people that I'm talking about pertaining to this. Saquon Moses get this shit from Shakur. Saquon Moses fights exactly like Shakur. If he ain't got no damn pressure, you know what I'm saying? If he ain't got no pressure, yeah, they gonna come forward. They gonna stand in the pocket. They gonna fight with you. They gonna fight with you all night. But if it's some pressure and some heat coming back, they gonna be real defensive. They ain't about to stand in the pocket and fight with you. And that's Shakur style. You know what I'm saying? The whole hit and don't get hit style is cool. But when some of you fans out there, y'all go ahead and be out there and y'all like y'all comparing Shakur to Floyd and saying, oh, he be he fight like Floyd, man. No, he don't. He don't stand in the pockets. Floyd stand in the pocket. He'll be defensive, but he'll stand in the pocket and throw his hands. Shakur don't stand in the pocket with guys that's has power and that's gonna challenge him. He don't do it. He never does. Like, and him saying he gonna put belt the ass to this guy. I'm really trying to understand this shit. Why he does this shit time and time and time again, and he doesn't do the shit that he says. I'm really trying to understand this shit and grasp this. Like, I just don't get it at this point. And y'all Shakur fans be fine with this shit. Y'all be cool with it. I don't get it because he never does it. And then y'all just accept it and move on from it. Like, oh man, he put on the master class, man. It's hit and don't get hit. That's all y'all say. But y'all never have no explanation for why he ain't put belt the ass to these guys. Like, I'm trying to understand it, man. Like, I really don't understand this shit with these guys. I really don't. I really don't. And Shakur, like I said, he calling out Tank when he got a Jose Peta fight going on. He worried about the wrong shit. And I want to see him put belt the ass to Zapata. I think Shakur should beat Zapata. He definitely should beat Zapata for sure. Will he? I don't know. They got to put the fight on. Got to put the fight on. I know this fight is definitely a more challenging fight than a lot of the fans perceive, though. A lot of the Shakur fans thinking he just gonna watch Zapata. I don't see it. And how is Shakur hands, by the way? Haven't heard much about the hands. Did he get those cured yet? Did he talk to Floyd Mayweather on the phone yet to see if his hands is healed yet? If he can get get the help he needs to get his hands healed. Like, how's the hands? Like, I got a lot of questions with Shakur, man. A lot of questions. The Shakur fans can't never answer them though. That's my thing. They can't never answer the questions. Yeah, just like this guy. So I told this guy, because this guy want to be in my inbox talking about Shakur Stevenson all morning. I tell him to come on the show, and I'll bring him on the show, and he wants to look at the message and then not respond. Yeah, typical Shakur fan. Typical. They want to type all day. I don't got time to type and debate with people. I don't. I don't have the time. I got a life. I work. I got my fiance. You know what I'm saying? We be doing our thing, be hanging and everything. I got my kids. You feel me? Like I be having stuff going on. I don't be having this time to be sitting there just debating, typing with dudes all day. Like, what's the point of me sitting here debating and typing with you all day? Like, the get arthritis in my hands typing with you all day. I don't have what the fuck. I don't got the fucking time for that. Like, I don't. Like, it's a waste of my time. Like, I did that 2 years. I did that last over the last little couple of years. That shit dead now. Like, we got a platform now. We coming live maybe every other day. I'm dropping videos. We working. We dropping content out here. I don't got time to be sitting there debating with some of you clowns in the comments and just typing with y'all all day. I don't got time for it. Like, it's a waste of my time for real. Especially the Twitter clowns. A lot of the Twitter and Facebook clowns. And like this dude right here, another Facebook clown that want to type but don't want to come on video and to debate though for real. Like, motherfuckers don't be really wanting no smoke for real. Then these dudes be capping. Those be straight capping, big time, dog, for real, like for real, for real. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Let me do this. Uh, I'm gonna drop the link in here. About to drop the link in the comment. It will let me do so. And we got the link in the comments. Okay. So I got the link in the comments. Ty, if you want to pop in here, if anybody else want to pop in here and talk about some of this boxing a little bit, you dig? No phonies though, only the real ones. Only the real ones. And I got one more topic too. Chase my boys one. Everyone want to talk boxing real quick. Okay. Okay. Can you tell us?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Hey. So you see, I had to change my name for some of these people. Stop capping and caping, goddamn it. We not doing any of that.
Facts, 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 facts. Man, so he was in
You
car.
going in and out. You going in and out. I can't hear you, Cam. You going in and out.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so what you think about Shakur calling out Tank last night, and the interviewer didn't even ask the man about the man. Like she asked about Zapata, and he ended up mentioning Tank name himself.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what's going on with this kid, and I try not to ride him so hard because you know his fans, boy, they act like they want to fight you, baby. But I think that he understands that if he doesn't mention Tank's name, he won't get any likes or views. I'm very confused as to where he even got the information from that Tank is even on the table. Last I checked, Tank had to fight Roach, and then I thought they were circling back to Loma. So I'm a
Right.
little confused as to where he even got that information from. But you know, Shakur is playing an extremely dangerous game with his career, and hopefully he's able to maneuver through these very deep waters. Because as you said, and we've all said and heard other people say, Eddie Hearn don't give a damn about you, boo. So
Facts.
um, he's definitely out here on his own, you know, trying to swim. So hopefully he can make something shake. But to your point, I was cracking up because you see the glee in Eddie's eyes when he talk about Boots. That man is so gleeful. He is excited. He is proud. You don't get that same energy when he talks about Shakur.
Right.
You just don't get
Right.
that same energy. It just don't feel the same. If I was Shakur, like you said, I would be taking a very, you know, I would be taking notes about that. He ran in the ring. He picked him up. He spun him around. I was like, okay, Eddie, what's happening right now? You know, so I thought
Right.
that was extremely interesting as well. But as far as him, you know, calling out Tank, I don't know what this boy got going on. I don't know if he thinks that people are stupid or if we can't see through the smoke and mirrors. I'm not exactly sure what he's thinking, but you are not on the table. You had your opportunity. I'm not going to say that it's completely gone because I'm not
Right.
part of Tank's team. I don't know what's going on, but as of right now, you're not in the works. And PBC may be coming to some type of merger with Top Rank. Boy, they don't need you. He could go over there and run through all the top rank fighters if he really wanted to before he retired. So when they presented you with the opportunity and before his fans start jumping all on my back, y'all saying there was no offer sent, there was no this, there was a conversation, regardless of the nature of the conversation, which you still haven't come out and said what it was. But out of his own mouth, he said that Tank's team reached out. This was after Loma pulled out of negotiations. So obviously he's looking for a fight. Now, whether or not you wanted more than one fight with PBC, whether or not they thought that you were valuable enough to offer you more than one fight, I don't know. To be a fly on the wall, who knows? But at the end of the day, you were presented with an opportunity that you declined. You know, and I don't want to hear no more from these fake financial gurus about, oh, how much money he should be taking. Shakur is fighting on undercards across seas. So if you have the opportunity to be on pay-per-view on the main stage with the face of boxing, you take it, because more important than any money is going to be the opportunity that you are granted at that time.
Definitely a fact. Definitely. All things salute my boy for sure. My boy salute, salute, man. For sure. Shakur, he's just like he put all his chips into believing in Eddie Hearn getting him the big fights. And I know he like he had to really logically literally think like, yo, this guy can't give me the fights for real. Like somebody on his team got to be over there and tell him like, man, this guy's not going to be able to get you the fights over there. But it just looks like his whole team is just a guys, a team full of guys that are yes men. Like they are true yes men, and they're not doing anything significant for Shakur's career. Like to let him get it, to put him into a situation like this now, to where Turkey is cutting them off. Man, and then you got Eddie Hearn pretty much, basically begging the zone to fund the fight now. Like this is just a bad situation for Shakur and the Shakur fans. They are so in denial about what's going on and acting like this isn't serious. This is some real serious shit right here. Because if this fight goes to purse bid, it's going to be trouble for Shakur. We don't know who's going to pick it up, which is we already know the logical people that would pick it up would be either Oscar or Eddie. And don't let it be Turkey because Turkey is going to be on his terms, and it's not going to benefit for Shakur if it's on his terms as well. Like, and Eddie Hearn's not even defending this man, Shakur. Just like I was speaking about Boots, like Eddie Hearn doesn't defend his fighters when the fire comes to them. Like it's just crazy. It's just real crazy. And the Shakur fans they just sitting there like, oh well, and Eddie Hearn, he's the best promoter. He's gonna get the job done. He can get all of these fights. Um, Turkey can make all the fights happen and stuff. Like, what happened to all of the Turkey can make the fight happen with Tank? No,
Well,
he got
I
the
mean,
money.
again, that's why my name is Stop Capping and Caping because that's all they're doing. First of all, we all know that Eddie Hearn is not going to stick up for Shakur because that is not in his financial best interest. If you
Right,
recall, he got that, what was it? I think it's 1.4 million billion, some kind of bailout from the PIF fund that Turkey manages. So he really he can't, even if he wanted to, he can't stick up for Shakur because his tap is being fed by Turkey Al Sheikh. He don't want to be out there in the cold. Look at what they just did to Shakur. We ain't funding nothing for you. So now Eddie Hearn has to make this fight, happen some way or another, or like, to your point, he's going to be stripped. And we all know Shakur without a belt is just as useless as a goddamn uh, uh, a chair with no legs. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
he needs that piece of hardware because other than that, he really has nothing else to bring to the table in order to negotiate. I mean, from a negotiation standpoint, his margins are slim as is. So you take that hardware off of him, and he really up shit's creek without a paddle. He it's almost like he's mirroring Devin's career at this point in time, and he ain't even get beat up on camera. You know what I'm saying? So I
facts,
get that his fans are like, 2-time or 3-time world division champion, all of that. All of that means nothing when it comes to the business of boxing. Now, when it comes to certain things like money, you know what I'm saying? Either you're bringing some in or you're not, and unfortunately, he is not. And he may still have a couple of connections in the game because if you're liked, then, people will still help you out and throw you a bone. But if you're becoming more of a liability than an asset, you best believe they are going to cut your butt loose. And I feel like that's
hmm
what they're looking to do in this particular situation.
facts. Exactly. You definitely called it exactly right. This situation is definitely just as similar as Devin, if not worse. It's definitely worse because he ain't coming off an ass whooping. He coming off of a win. And all of this shit is happening to him. And his value is looking just as worse as Devin Haney's is right now. Like just as worse. And Shakur already said he ain't like the Haney's where he ain't willing to kiss turkey ass. No, the Haney's they gonna kiss turkey ass. What's it called? Shakur already done chose that he don't want to kiss turkey ass. And now turkey cutting his water off. And it's just crazy. This is crazy.
And if you remember, for the last couple of months, it's been, oh, Turkey got the bag. Why don't Tank come over here with Turkey and this and that and this and that and this and that and this and over there for that welfare check? And like I said, Turkey, they saw Turkey as a lick, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? But now that lick want a lick. So, and you can't give him one, and neither can Eddie because Eddie owes him money. So, I mean, you're running around here with a bunch of guys who are acting like they bosses, but they're really a bunch of high level employees. And that's just the fact of
Right.
the matter. If in fact Eddie Hearn does pull this fight out of a hat, which I am very, very anxious to see how he does that. It's going to be a miracle on 34th Street because he don't have no damn money. And you know, if it's up to Oscar and his little petty ass, he's going to do everything he can to put the odds more in Zepeda's favor.
Hmm.
And Shakur, I mean, hopefully his hands are up to par, and hopefully, you know, he can pull this off. But Zepeda comes forward. He is a very, very, on your ass type of fighter, So I mean, I don't really see how he's going to be able to handle this. And as far as him screaming out "tank, tank, tank," I mean, kick rocks with all of that, yo. Nobody's listening to you. We're no longer believing you. We don't believe that you want the tough fights, or you would have been in them. You had an opportunity to fight Devin. You had an opportunity to fight Tank. I don't care what you say. The opportunity was there. Whether or not it was, financially what you wanted it to be, the opportunity was there. And capitalize on that opportunity, the money will come. But I don't feel like he really believes in himself or his hands or whatever he got going on over there. I believe it's something going on over there that they really don't want the public to know, or they all know he not really like that, including him. Now, you alluded to his team, and I wanted to speak a little bit about that too. That team that he has over there, the Jay Princes and the Eddie Hearns and all that over there, none of them give a damn about Shakur. They care about how much money they can make off of that boy. And you can tell that because, again, if he would have taken that opportunity with the PBC, Shakur would have received the most of the money for the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, because we all know everyone receives their highest bag with Tank. But since
Absolutely.
PBC model is you get paid more off the back end and you get a smaller purse, Eddie and Jay Prince and probably Shakur, whoever else he got in his pocket, did not want to have to split a smaller pot. I mean, these are just the facts. And I don't know why this young man has not opened up his eyes yet to see the lineup, because he's definitely being lined up from, it looks like, all parties involved. So
Facts.
I'm not sure what moves he needs to make. I'm not sure how much more time he has with Eddie Hearn. I'm not sure how much more time he got with Jay Prince. But if I were him, I would beeline the hell away from them immediately, if not sooner. I understand you are, a young man, you have your wife and your child or whatever the case may be. How about y'all start bringing that money back to the house? She don't look like she got no job. Why don't you put that little heifer in business school so she can help you build your brand or whatever else it is you got going on over there, because you about 27, 28. I don't know how much longer you plan on boxing, and it doesn't appear that you got anything saved or stacked away. I don't see any other business ventures. I think I seen him in maybe like a liquor commercial one time and maybe like a sneaker commercial one time. But those are partnerships. And if you're keeping the same team, you paying them out of those partnerships. So again, I just, me personally, if I were on his team, I would tell him whatever makes you a bigger star, can get more eyes on you, to shine you in a better light, then that's what you do. Sometimes when you're a real dog, you just take the opportunity to show that you are that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the thing. He don't want to bet on himself, and that's the main problem that the Shakur fans isn't realizing. Is not realizing that Shakur is not willing to bet on himself in certain particular fights. The Devin situation, he wasn't willing to bet on himself. Tank Davis last year wasn't willing to bet on himself. And now you got the whole Zepeda situation. Is he going to be willing to take a low amount of money that he was expecting to make this fight happen? Is he going to bet on himself to win this fight and just take whatever they offering, not just whatever, but just take not the amount that you was expecting that they were going to that you were going to get, and just take the fight and fight this guy and beat the guy. I mean, the thing is, Jay Prince and them, they don't give a fuck about Shakur at all. They really care about more so like Abdullah Mason. They care about Keyshawn Davis. They care about those guys more because
It's
believe that
it's
those guys bring
it's
more. They bring more value and they have more potential. They have a more stock. They have more stock than he does.
Is
Go ahead, go
Keyshawn
ahead, go
under
ahead.
Jay Prince?
I don't. Matter of fact, I don't. I'm not sure. I'm
I
not
don't think
sure.
he is. I know
I don't.
Abdullah
I don't
is.
think he is. I know. Now Abdullah is. Keyshawn's not with them. But just per se,
Hmm.
he no. Jay Prince cares about Abdullah more because he knows the potential that Abdullah has. No, he's a guy that's he don't have the same fighting style as Shakur. He's young. He just turned 21, so he got a lot of time left in boxing. Then you got Shakur Stevenson with brittle hands. They're gonna be ready to cash him out eventually.
And I think the chickens are coming home to roost. I think eventually is now because, like and I know I get a lot of pushback. Oh, he doesn't want to fight him, but you're running around here to my tank, tank, tank. Your fake brother got a belt in that same division, so you already minimizing your opportunities by saying you refuse to fight him. So what is it? Just Tank or Zepeda? Like those are your only two options. And then what? If you don't get either one of them, are you going to move to 140? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You're putting yourself in a smaller box, and to be honest with you, you don't have a lot of options because yes, maybe before people ducked you, maybe that is a possibility. I don't recall any, but it's possible. But if that's the case, when guys are calling out your name, why don't you just fight them? Just like you was about to fight Kid Austin when he called you out, you didn't hesitate for that. He calling my
Facts.
name out. I'm about to beat this. Like I always say, Shakur's only a dog when he not facing one. If he don't think you can really give him no problems, he on your ass. But it's when you are a
Facts.
big puncher. It's when you're a volume puncher. It's when he thinks that he can you can get in there and really do some damage to him. Then all of a sudden he's a financial guru. Everybody Elon Musk. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like Bill Gates and shit. Like now y'all worrying about the money.
Facts.
I just don't understand what's happening, and he's rubbing people the wrong way, especially people that are putting money behind him. Like I said, you can say screw Turkey. You told me now if he told you one thing and then he went a different direction for whatever the case may be, the pay structure, the financial money he got going on. He probably like, listen, I'm already giving Eddie Hearn this. I'm already giving Oscar that. You better take this. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that there wasn't even a conversation behind the scenes, like that's just so tacky to me. It just doesn't appear he knows how to conduct himself in a business setting or business format. And then you got people like Jay Prince out here trying to solicit himself to Javante Davis. Like it's just a big bowl of mess.
Man, like that pointless too. Pointless for him to even do that. Just because damn well Tank ain't even looking Jay Prince way at all. Like it's just pointless. Like and the Shakur, he just like he has like him, Bud, a lot of them guys they love being around Yes Man. So they listen to whatever these guys say. And where's the guy in the camp that's gonna be real with you like, hey Shakur, man, hey, this matchroom deal, hey, this ain't looking good, man, for real. Dude, he Eddie Hearn, he a snake, man. Tank was right. Tank said dude was a snake and said he ain't gonna be able to, get you the fight you want and and be able to help your career and put and make you a star.
And that's
It's all of this shit's coming true.
everybody talks so much shit about Tank. Tank was right literally about Turkey. He was right about Eddie Hearn. So you think for 1 second he gonna give a second glance at a nigga like Jay Prince? Tank is from the hood. You know what I'm saying? So he know when a nigga trying to line him up. He know when a nigga trying to run game. He know when a nigga not who they say they are. What do you say about Turkey? This nigga right here, man, son ain't right about this nigga. I don't like how he talking. I don't like how he moving. I don't like this. I don't like that. Now look at it. Months later, it's all coming out. He's not doing what he's not doing right. And I still don't know where the hell this goddamn card is gonna be May 2nd. It's no longer in Times Square. So where is the location? I've heard it's gonna be Coney Island or some other crap like that, but it's not in Times Square. And you have less than what, a month? You got about 2 or 3 weeks. Nobody knows what the hell it is. I don't see any promotion for it unless you're watching a DAZN card. You won't see any promotion for this. I just Turkey. He just not. He don't know what he's doing, and apparently Oscar and Eddie just don't give a damn.
They definitely that's so crazy because the fact that Turkey that Turkey literally made it to where he like, oh, we got the fights in Times Square. oh, we're gonna do a fight in Alcatraz. See, like he doesn't know anything about boxing for real. Like all of this shit is like a kid at a candy store just buying all and any the candy that he wants that he's doing pretty much, and all of that shit is falling to the ground right now. It's falling to the ground. Even with Turkey, now he's cutting back on fighters' money. As far as what he wants to pay, pay for certain guys. Now you got Turkey. Of course, he was reported paying guys in cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? Messing up guys' flights. Like it's so much shit. And that's why I don't be understanding these guys. Why would you want to involve yourself with this guy? This guy definitely known to fix fights and everything. No, he will fuck your career up if he wants to. Like if you go against him, he's gonna go against you and he's gonna try to put all stacks decks against you 100% and try to ruin you. And like he just did with T.O. on the card, and then T.O. he mentioned the card saying the promo was ass, and he tagging Turkey name and everything, and then Turkey then threw a shot at T.O. talking about he need to be focused on the gym and training and shit like
That's
that.
not
Like,
it. I was like, nigga, who you think you is? You ain't his daddy. Tell somebody you need to be somewhere in the gym training. Shut your ass up and mind your damn business. He don't even know what damn card is being held. He don't even know if he walked into the ring first. He don't know if it's gonna be a ring. You worrying about the wrong shit, Turkey Al-Sheik. You worrying
wrong
about
shit.
T.O. is doing on his leisure time. Why don't you get the logistics of your little tired ass boxing match together? Because I swear to God, that damn that press conference that they did, both of them press conferences looked like they was in an abandoned building in the basement. It was all dark in there. I was like, what the hell is going on in here? Can we get some light?
Right.
I could barely tell who was who. That is Pickpock Central, baby. It's dark as shit in there. I couldn't hear nothing they was saying. It was like the mics wasn't working. I was like, oh my God. I almost turned my TV off. Like, what is this? UPN 9? What is going on? I'm telling
Then
you.
you won't even see Turkey at the see now he's not even at the fights and stuff. He ain't even being at these press conferences. Like he funded the fight last night and wasn't even there. Wasn't even there. Like we ain't see no phone call from Turkey after the fight. Like none of that. Like Turkey, like he's slowly for surely like cutting himself away from these guys, and people's not peeping to play. They're not peeping to play. He's really making us move out of here, but we hip to it. Like we're hip to it. Just these
It's
delusional people
madness.
out here, they're not hip. They
Yeah.
don't read the room.
And they've engulfed themselves so much in Turkey and intertwined their careers so much with him that they're depending on his money. You know what I'm saying? That they really can't say nothing even if they wanted to. I mean, I know Oscar said a few little things. You ain't gonna hear Eddie say shit because, like I said, he done bailed Eddie out, so Eddie ain't gonna say shit. But Crawford ain't gonna say shit because he got his head up his ass hoping he can get some of that Canelo money. So you got a few people that just aren't gonna say anything simply for the fact that they're scared and their career is basically in their hands because they're fucking with promoters. Excuse my language. They're
Oh,
dealing
you
with
good?
promoters who don't want to do their own job and who really squandered their company's money away. So Turkey came in to them at the right time. He came in and gave them some money because they was all on their last leg. You see what I mean? It's obvious. And then for you to sit up here and now you worrying about who was he talking to, Babal or he said, oh, you know who feeds you and all. Like, what are you talking about? You sound like somebody's girlfriend up here talking about, you know where you getting your money from, or who feed you, or whatever he said to Babal. Like, what are you talking about?
Yep, that's that Saudi Arabia dictatorship shit. That's exactly that shit. You're telling Baval, telling him you better make the right choice and make the right moves, pretty much, pertaining to the Benavidez fight, and exactly what Bivol do, vacate the title, and now he taking the trilogy pretty much with Berterbiev. Like did exactly what Turkey wanted. Like it's just like this shit crazy. Mag 7 Life, my thing is why every time Shakur has a real fighter on the plate, the fight never happens ever. And they always blame the other fighter. I see what Shakur and his team moves. Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean, go
and
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
That's what we just discussed. Like Shakur never wants the big fights. Like I said, anytime that there is an opportunity for him to fight somebody that may cause him some type of problem, he becomes this financial guru, which is ridiculous to me. It just doesn't make any sense. And then even if he chooses an opponent, he wants to big them up like they some type of big bag tough guy. Shakur has what fought maybe what three, maybe four or five undefeated fighters his whole entire career. He's not really getting to it like that. You know what I'm saying? And there's other big fights and opportunities outside of Gervonta Tank Davis. But again, he has so many people in his pocket that he needs an exorbitant amount of money just to probably even see. I don't even know if he's clearing $1 million or $2 million after some of these fights. You got Eddie Hearn in your pocket. You got who was that? Josh Dugan. You got Jay Prince in your pocket. I mean, you added all these people in your pocket because you were a free agent. So I mean,
Hmm.
again, all of these things are his own doing. I don't feel sorry for this young man. I do wish that he would, take some sort of accountability and to Mag Seven's point, stop blaming everybody else because you are the quote unquote A side, right? And that's what they tell me about Tank. He can make these fights happen if he really want to. So if Shakur is who he says he is, and y'all think he is, couldn't he make these fights happen if he really wanted to?
Facts. Facts. And the thing is, I feel like he don't want to make the big fights by his actions. That's just my opinion. I look at it as he don't want to make the fights because, like I said, it ain't nobody over there at Matchroom. All the competition is at PBC and top rank at 135, and he decided to be over there at Matchroom, where his first fight he was about to fight Joe Cordina. Everybody gives Tank Davis the flag, saying that Tank moved up Lamont Roach 130 pounder to 135 when this man Shakur Stevens was about to move a guy from 130 that coming off a knockout loss and bring him up to 135 and challenge him for his title, pretty much. Like, like, come on, this don't make no sense. Like Shakur, he moves like he don't want the big fights, but his mouth says that he wants it, but his words don't never match his actions. It never does with anything. His words, as far as when he be telling fighters he gonna put a belt to ass, the words never match there as well. Like it's just crazy. It is crazy from Shakur. Like, cause the thing is, we all know that you attach your name to Tank throughout your whole career and along with everybody else, top rank. I think they really put their fighters on to doing that shit for real because all of them does it. All of them do it. And but Shakur, the way he did it was just is just different because this fight could have been made already. This fight could have been made already, but Shakur don't want to make the fight by his actions. Yes, he's calling it out. He's calling Tank out and he's calling for the fight, but his actions is not showing that he wants to fight. He would have been came over to PBC. Like Jay Prince said, oh, we don't mind going over to the PBC. Well, show us. Okay, Shakur got one more fight on the deal. Finish our fight with Zepeda, and then come over to PBC as a free agent and take the one fight with Tank and let's get it cracking. Like it shouldn't be no talking for real. Like I'll be tired of talking about is Shakur gonna beat Tank and is Tank gonna beat Shakur? Like we can do this talk all day. When is Shakur gonna line it up? Because we know Tank already to make interest and already to put on and want the fight to happen. But Shakur has not showed us he wants the fight to happen. All he has said is that he wants to fight Tank every day, every interview that he's in. That's the caption. If you look at every interview that fucking Shakur has, all the captions it has Tank in there, like all of them.
Well, that's what I told you because he knows that's the only way he'll get views. So he has to do that. But I mean, and if we're being honest, like you said, his actions just don't match his words, and I don't believe Jay Prince either. Because why didn't y'all go when y'all had the opportunity to? I saw an interview with him a while back when the situation first happened where he admitted that Tank's team reached out, and he was saying how PBC didn't have any real 135 pounders. Well, sweetie, since you've been with Eddie Hearn, you've done nothing but attempt to make cross promotional fights. So that shouldn't have
Facts.
been a factor. You know what I'm saying? All you've been doing is trying to fight all the Golden Boy fighters. So why the hell you ain't go over there and sign the Golden Boy? This is what I mean by adding additional in your pocket or in your pocket that don't need to be in your pocket. Eddie Hearns is an additional hand in your pocket that do not need to be there. He serves no
Absolutely.
purpose.
Right. If he wanted the Kid Austin and he wanted this as a pay to fight, when Oscars told him, "Yo, you want these fights? Come over here and sign over here to Golden Boy." He didn't want to do it. He should have did it if he want them fights. He would have got those fights easier. But just a short, the Shakur fans, let them tell it. Eddie Hearn is the guy that can get him these fights. Like this is the delusion that we deal with these Shakur fans. They are that damn delusional. Like it's really a sickness with these guys. Like there's no reason for us to be talking about Shakur. Oh, he wanted to get a fight with Zepeda. Oscar De La Hoya tells him, "Yo, come over here. You can get this fight with Zepeda and stuff." And he's begging for this fight. He's been begging for this fight for a year and a half now with Zepeda. For a whole year and a half, we've been talking about Shakur fighting Zepeda, and this fight still has not happened yet.
Some real shameful shit going on. And you know what too? I wonder, um, because I saw his post on X where he was like, yeah, I'll tear him up or something to that effect. So why is it taking so long? First his hand, then I think Zepeda hurt his hand right after the first Steppin Farmer fight and all
Yep.
this foolishness. Okay, well now y'all are good, and now you're throwing another obstacle in the way. So I'm just not, I'm not sold on him wanting tough opposition. I'm just not sold on it. And more than that, when you do fight the opposition that you fight, you present them as tough. When you all know it's like, wait, ain't that the nigga that was picking up my trash the other day? Like, what are you talking about? You,
It's exactly that.
what
Like
is
it's just
oh,
because the thing is, the Shakur fans they're so hung off of what Shakur done at 126 and 130. They don't talk about much what he has done at 135. And I gotta be the person that had to like really keep pressing and then telling him like, yo, y'all want to talk about what he did at 126, 130. Let's talk about what he did at 135. No, Edwin, shit show. Yeah, Yoshino. Yeah, that was his first fight at 135. Yeah, he did what he's supposed to do with that fight. Arnold, lackluster performance in that fight for real. Won the fight, but lackluster. No, then Padley. No, should have got the guy out of there earlier than 6 rounds. He played with his food in there. But we all know Shakur don't have power. The man hurt both of his hands in that fight. Like Wally Moses is on record saying that this man Shakur's hands been hurt the last 7 fights. So we up here talking about Shakur ready to do this and do that, and then we know this man hands ain't healed, and then Shakur is saying that he want to fight with Tank Davis, but he ain't gonna fight the man until his hands is 100% healed. Which one is it? Do he want to fight Tank, or is his hands got to be 100%
and
healed before he fight Tank?
yeah. And then, okay, so Cam, okay, we just gonna talk like we two people with sense, right? Because we are, right? And then like let's just because I've tried to put myself in the mind of these fans several times, right? And I just can't do it. So let's pretend, right, just for a second that we are Javante Tank Davis, and we hear that this boy got hand problems, and then we constantly hear him calling our name. Are you taking him serious?
Not at all.
You have the hands of a 75-year-old woman, and you have the audacity to continue to call my damn name. You don't want no smoke. And if I was Tank, I would give you a halfway decent offer, big enough so that if you duck out, it shows that you're ducking. But you're not really bringing nothing to the table for real.
Facts.
And if you lose this damn belt, you definitely don't have no leg to stand on when it comes to coming to negotiate with me, or even do I want to fight you. So I think Tank
Facts.
is looking at it almost like, man, if he don't get out of here.
Facts. Facts.
Shakur's problem is he hangs around with elite fighters to blend in, right? The Terrence Crawford's a dog, even though I can't stand him. He's a dog. It is what it is. The Andre Wards, the Mayweathers. You got all these guys hanging around you trying to give you pointers. You think you'd be better in the ring than what you are.
Exactly. Exactly. And the thing is, then he got the whole buddy system with everybody, being friendly with everybody. Like he being friendly with Keyshawn, Raymond Ford, try to be friendly with Abdullah, try to be friends with all of these guys. He was trying to be
Just
friends
so
with
they
Lamar
don't whoop his
Roach.
ass. That's just
Like,
so they don't whoop his ass. I'm not fooled by his nonsense. He makes friends with guys he thinks is a damn threat to him. Although, and then look what he do. He'll stab you right in the back because look what he did to Jamel Herring. Now supposed to be your friend. You beat the hell out that old man, that veteran. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like Keyshawn and Raymond Ford and Abdullah Mason, he know what time it is with them. He ain't stupid. Keyshawn molly whopping him. Abdullah bringing the pressure. Now Ford, I'm not so sure about, but he's not crazy. Let me tell you something. I see you, Shakur. I see you. Okay, you're not fooling me for one damn second. Not one. I see what you all about. You don't care. It's about principle when it's somebody you think you can beat. When you not sure or you're not 100% or you ain't sparred them and you not sure how they gonna carry it in that ring, now all of a sudden the money gotta make sense. Miss me with all of this nonsense because you are running out of options and out of time.
facts. Facts. You see all through it. Like it's so many different layers to Shakur of why he don't want big fights, and the friendship that he does is one of the biggest ones that all of the Shakur fans are in super denial about. They are in super denial about that. Shakur, he becomes these guys' friends, so he won't fight these guys. He's doing that clear, and people be in denial about it. Like the whole Keyshawn shit. Keyshawn, literally, he beats Edwin De Los Santos. We know top rank. You know what how they gonna push that. Oh, Keyshawn beat he beat Edwin De Los Santos better than Shakur Stevenson did. They're gonna push that narrative.
They
How
done, they done resurrected De Los Santos from the damn grave, all because Keyshawn and Shakur don't want to fight each other. Because De Los Santos been what in the hospital for the last 2 years with his medical issue or whatever
yeah,
the
with the
damn
blood
case.
clots.
Where did they even drag him from to fight some damn Keyshawn? Where did they get this man from? Off his couch? This is what I'm saying,
Hmm.
and I'm not saying that Keyshawn is as bad as Shakur because I think Keyshawn will fight you. I don't think Keyshawn is afraid to fight anybody. However, we all know the top ranked model, and we all know that the matchmaking over there is impeccable, second to none. I just feel like he's a little bit more self-indulged than he should be at this stage in his career. What he got? 12 fights? 13 fights?
Yeah, I think he had 13.
12, 13 fights. You doing good. You on the right track, but simmer down, youngin. Simmer down. Because you not ready for no Javante Tank Davis. Why don't you get over there and fight your little brother, your fake brother, whatever the case may be. Or, I mean, okay, fine. Fight De Los Santos. I'm not giving you no whole bunch of credit for that because of the condition that De Los Santos is in. But more importantly, they are going to compare those two fights. They are
Hmm.
going to force they're going to force some sort of um beef between the two. It's already jealousy on Shakur's part, but they are going to force some sort of beef because the fans are going to compare his fight with De Los Santos to Keyshawn's fight with De Los Santos.
Facts.
Who did it better? We all know who's going to do it better because Keyshawn ain't going to run. Keyshawn going to stand there and get with it.
Facts. Facts. That's exactly how they go push that.
I just don't see how he doesn't see the play. And again, he got to make his next move his best move, because although he is not losing in the ring, his stock is on a fire sale. How the hell you keep winning but your stock going down?
Going where I've literally, I think I've never really seen this in boxing for real. Where I've seen a fighter lose fights and their stock goes down even worse than what they had before. I think I've never seen this before, Ty.
Yeah, and you ain't gonna never see it again. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you are as Tank calls them, front runner to begin with, it don't take much to blow that house of cards down. Look at Devin. He got mollywopped by Ryan, and now they're looking to get rid of him too. You want to know why? Because you were a front runner to begin with. You got all your opponents from the senior citizen hall, the boxing realm. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time you fought somebody your age and your height and your same reach, and look what happened. So it's not a surprise, and the fact that Bill and Devin, they're not really liked in the business. All of those things play a part in it as well. And regardless of what people want to say, and I know I hear people, oh, just make the fight, just make the fight. Boxing is a damn business at the end of the day. People got to get their money back off the money they spend. It's called a
Facts.
return on investment. They not out here just giving these fighters goddamn money for the hell of it. No, they expecting a return on their investment. And if they got to shell out all this money for you and they can't put your ass on pay-per-view and charge the fans a premium to watch you, your days are numbered.
Facts. Facts. And like I said, Shakur don't. He did the whole Bud Crawford shit where he went over there to Turkey to get guaranteed money. And that's a whole nother question. Where Bud Crawford in this? Where him to defend Shakur with Turkey right now too? Like where's he at? Like
Eating a sandwich. And I told you, he's not going to say anything because he's still hoping to get that damn Canelo bag. And he knows the only way he can
hmm
get it is through a damn turkey. So Terrence Crawford ain't going to say a damn thing. He ain't gonna
absolutely.
say nothing about what's going on between Shakur and Turkey. If he says anything, it will be behind the scenes to Shakur, and he'll probably tell him to shut up.
Facts.
They're all over there on that
Facts.
welfare line, and they don't even realize that that welfare line is about to close.
That is a fact.
I don't know what these
That,
guys are gonna do. They're gonna have to come back down to reality. These promoters, is gonna be time for them to step up and start doing their damn jobs, whatever little half-ass job Eddie Hearn was doing to begin with. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna see how this plays out. I am very, very interested in this. So we're gonna see how this all plays out. If they go to purse bid, if they end up settling on something and then making the fight happen, where the fight will take place. All of these things have to be, ironed out.
facts. They said the purse bid is if they don't get it negotiated, it's purse bid to be May 6th. So that's the deadline for them to get it done by May 6th. So that's
So what they got? Two
yeah.
more weeks?
Yeah. If I say it was today, today is the 13th.
They got
So
about
yeah, they got about a good solid like
two
three
or three.
weeks.
Yeah, they got about a good solid 2.5, almost 3 weeks, if not three. We'll give them three. They got about 3 weeks to get this all settled out. So hopefully, whatever they do, they can come to some sort of conclusion. And the holdup is Shakur. So I don't know how his fans are blaming Zepeda. The holdup is literally Shakur.
That man, that I'm glad you hit that on the point right there for real, because like I see the fans out there like, oh, we hope Zepeda don't duck, and then you see Shakur and Eddie, they're pushing the narrative like, oh, Zepeda, hopefully he takes the fight. Like they're trying to push that narrative that is on Zepeda. Like, no, this is on Shakur right now. Zepeda, his money is good. He don't care about how much he's getting paid. He just wants the opportunity to fight and beat Shakur for that title. It's
That's what
on
I said.
Shakur because Shakur wants a certain amount of money, and Eddie's trying to make it happen for him in some type of way by trying to get the funding by the zone.
Mhm.
But that's still a reach in itself too, because Eddie, my thing, like I heard Knockout mention that too earlier. What happened to the funding for the fights this year for Eddie? Like so far, like the year just started.
Let me tell you,
We just getting started.
if Eddie had a 1.4 million or trillion or billion-dollar bailout from Turkey, I doubt that covered any future endeavors. I believe that may have been then just to cover what happened in the past. So maybe, if anything, he is just getting out of the red, going into the black, which means he's not in a rush to go back into the red. Now, I don't know, because I did like look it up how much money he owed him, or how much money that he PIF bailout. Let me see something. For what was it? The zone?
Yep.
The zone boxing. Because I want to make sure I'm not just up here talking crazy, but I know I read that. It was 1 billion investment from the Saudi PIF fund. Um so let's see. Let's just take a real quick gander here. Yep, deal value 10 million streaming recently, blah blah blah. Saudi Public Investment Fund could acquire a majority stake in sporting streams in the zone. The Sovereign Wealth Fund has been linked to investments 1 billion since October. 10% stake held since 2023. Yeah, so he broke as all hell. Let me see something. Any potential partnership would strengthen the ties between Saudi Arabia and the zone. Look at this shit right here. The zone allowed Saudi to amplify its sporting ambition. Yeah, so basically, it looking to me like they own Eddie and his little tire company. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, Shakur, he doesn't realize that by talking crap about Turkey, you're initially putting your own funding in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the big part of that because Turkey is funding all of Eddie Hearn's events, all of Oscar De La Hoya's events, all of Frank Warren's events. He's funding all of these guys' events right now.
And
And
just so nobody don't think that I am just talking out my ass, I want to share my screen so y'all can see what I'm looking at. Can y'all see this? PIF close to 1 billion stake deal in sports network The Zone. Can you see this? Can you see it?
mm, mm-mm,
No? Hold on a sec.
nope.
Hold on. It says share screen. Hold on. Let me get up out of here and go back to this. No? Hold on. Still no?
Nope.
All right. Hold on a second. Share screen. Share screen. And this, and share. Can you see it now? Why is not
Nope.
letting me? Why is
I
not
don't
letting me
know.
present? Yeah, it says stop sharing. No, I'm sharing now. And then at the bottom it just says stop sharing. Present. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I'll just drop the link then so people can read it. I'll drop the.
So yeah, there's just, whew, man, shit. Shakur, I'm telling you, it's going, that purse bid come up. He let that shit go to purse bid, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna
Well,
be ugly for sure. Cause it's Eddie Eddie don't want to invest in Shakur, and he has not invested in Shakur at all since he's been with him. Like all he's running basically off of Turkey's funding to to pay Shakur to fight.
yeah, I don't know
And
what's.
now the Turkey money is over with. Now what you gonna do? Eddie over there panicking right now. If you seen how like Shakur looked at the fight last night. He had like a real mild mood about himself last night. Like he took a whole picture with Eddie Hearn last night, and Like he didn't even smell much. Like he like I don't even want to take a picture with this dude right here for real. I don't even fuck with him. He fucking up my shit right now. Like he had that look on his face.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that Eddie is the reason for the season. He ain't helping. But Shakur, these are all decisions that you made. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? These
That's
are
why
all
you can't feel sorry for him. That's
that
why
you.
you can't feel because he a grown man. He put his drawers on every day like Eddie do.
Mm-hmm. Mm. This is some shameful shit. But I mean, listen, he has to. He really got to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? And like we said, if this fight don't happen, it's because of you. It's not because of. It's not because of Zapata. Like you said, Zapata is happy for the opportunity, which is what I said that Shakur should be happy for the opportunity, because with
Right,
opportunity comes more money. You know.
right. The
So
opportunity, and that's the thing. The opportunity. Shakur don't want to bet on himself, and the fans they're okay with how Shakur moves. They're okay with this, but some is a lot of people that think logical and they can see this. And if you tell like a person like a casual fan that don't know anything about what's going on with Shakur Stevenson at all, and then you tell them the full story, everybody, some of these people they'll be like, "Oh shit, this dude, he moving kind of soft. He don't really want to fight these big guys for real." Like they'll really be logical and think about that shit. And his fans, they the only ones that's delusional about it. The Devin Haney fans, by the way, because a lot of the Devin Haney fans are Shakur fans too as well. Now, they just want to see Tank lose in any circumstance. They don't care who it is. A lot of the Shakur and Devin fans, they Lamont Roach fans now as well. They want to see Tank lose at all costs. They don't give a fuck who it is. If it's Lamont Roach or damn the guy working at Walgreens or the
yeah.
guy working at Kroger's, they don't give a damn who it is. They want to see Tank lose at all costs against whoever it is. Like it's crazy.
Because they want to be able to say that their fighter is better, because deep down they know that they're not. You know what I'm saying? Because if in fact your fighter, your favorite fighter, was actually what you think and cry and campaign that he is, you wouldn't be studying no damn Tank. You would be over
Facts.
here telling me and bragging to me about how your guy doing what he doing. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Instead of trying to brag to me about a 9 round life and death fight with an electrician, fresh off the damn plane. So
Man.
they know he ain't really like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that they've gotten so invested into him that they don't have the balls enough to admit that they were wrong, or they still looking through some type of looking glass, or they hanging on to every word he says when the boy is a known capper. I don't understand it, but to each his own, I guess.
They because it's crazy. I see my boy. Shout out to my boy Hassan over there on Twitter, man. I know he's a big Shakur fan, so he posts a lot of Twitter content with Shakur, and then he tried to talk, and update everybody on the boxing and stuff up there on Twitter. But I peep what he do with the content. Like he he'll he'll do a like he'll crop a video together or he'll listen to a interview and then like he'll make a post on Twitter like where he try to twist the words to where like the words cater for Shakur. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
and that's what a lot of them do. What they do is they will take their opinion, right? Then they'll cloak it in a narrative and then try to present it as a fact. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't work with people that are pretty intelligent, and it definitely doesn't work with people that have damn eyes. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So if you're of the opinion that he is the best fighter in the world, obviously what you're going to do is shape the narrative to make it appear that way, which is you know what I'm saying, which is taking your opinion, rolling it up in a narrative, and then trying to present it as facts. But you can't alter facts. You know what I'm saying? Because then they're not
right,
facts anymore. You know what I'm saying? So when you clip in snippets together and snippets of a performances and trying to string them together as if they all one performance, they're no longer facts.
Facts. Like these people, they are amazing, Ty. They are crazy. They are crazy out here. Like it's just
They're pathetic.
the boxing world now. Like I was trying to tell my young guy Doobie that be on the show with me at times. I was telling him, I was like, man, bro, like I said, you young, you just now starting to like become a real diehard in the game, and I was like, bro, it's a lot of politics in so many different ways. Like he didn't understand the situation where certain promotional companies, like if you got a fighter that you bringing up, and then he get in a close fight with a guy, and then a lot of people feel that the guy that he fought won the fight, and the promotional company ended up giving the guy that they groom in the fight. Like he didn't understand, the whole prospect situation for us that, and I was like, bro, like a lot of like all the promotional companies does this, bro. Like to where like if it's a guy that they pushing and he win it's a close fight and it come down to decision, they gonna give him the nod. Like like I can name several examples for that. And some people just don't be seeing some of the like, some of those those obvious logical things that happens in the sport.
And they're done for a reason, right? Like again, going back to the investment part of it. Like obviously, if I've invested a lot of money into this guy and he's got a close fight, but I think that he can still go on to recoup some of the funds that I've spent, I'm gonna throw him a draw. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, he's bringing me money,
Hmm.
and or I need to recoup some of this money from him. So if I don't throw him a draw and then he got a loss, I got to start all over, trying to rebuild this guy, investing more money. You know what I'm saying? Or,
Right.
or even if I'm not investing as much money, if I want to recoup anything, I got to put him in some sort of fights.
Like even with even like a prime example, like far as like the promotional companies, they pay for the fighters to get in these rankings. Like they did with Joe Cordina. They put that man in the rankings just so he can fight Shakur Stevenson.
Ain't that
The
what they
man
did
Eddie
to
Hearn went and paid for him to put him in the rankings just so he can fight Shakur, and it made it and make the fight look like it was good in a sense.
Didn't they do that too with Kid Austin? Because I don't remember that little sucker being ranked number two that quick.
Now, see, I know he was ranked number two in the WB, and he was ranked number two in the WBA for Tank's title, but they they definitely pushed him for the WBC as well the same way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I know I don't look at
I
them.
felt like they did it with the WBA because I was like, why he fighting a whole bunch of low level fights that nobody cares about? How he get into contendership like that for like.
Yeah. And I'm like, am I crazy? Am I just not paying attention to these little niggas and they creeping up on me? Or is this happening really fast?
Yeah, because a lot of these promotional companies they pay the sanctioning bodies to put some of these fighters in the rankings. Like what they was grooming with Top Rank with Jared Anderson. Like last year before he lost to Bacoli, they was grooming him up. He was fighting fights. Like he had the fight with Charles Martin, which was a tough fight. A lot of people felt like he probably would have lost if that fight would have went longer. But they was grooming Jared Anderson, and then they putting him in fights where he was winning and knocking out guys, and then he pushed him up in the ranks where he was like top five in like two or three sanctioning bodies at one point last year, and then lose to Bacoli, and now he dropped to the bottom now. Got to work his way back up now, like.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? And like I felt like even with the Xander Zayas situation, like with him and Sebastian Fundora, like I feel like Xander Zayas, I don't know if he's ready for this fight with Sebastian. That's just me because of the opposition that he's fought. I felt a lot of those guys were green. So I don't know if he's ready to fight a Sebastian Fundora. And I felt like no, Top Rank, they're definitely one of them guys that will, pay for fighters to move up in it into the rankings and stuff. And I feel like this is one of those type of situations as well with Xander Zayas. I mean, they get if they're giving him they're pushing for him to have this fight and the fight is Fundora. They obviously have some type of belief that he could beat him. And, but it's just like I don't know if he's ready because of the competition he's fought.
Yeah, I don't, and that's why I be telling people like the rankings don't matter, and then everyone wants to tell me, oh well, this person got a belt, this person got a belt, and I be like, them damn belts don't matter. It matter who you take them from. Like to me, I don't really give a damn if you got 6 belts if you only fought one person. Did you watch that whole division? Like Earl was a dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he ran
Hmm.
to Terrence Crawford, and whatever happened with that. But Earl went and fought everybody to get them belts. Like I respect guys like that, and we got to stop throwing guys away that take one loss. You know what I'm saying? I think that's like a little bit of the Mayweather effect. Everybody wants to hold on to that oh, but real dogs, they know that oh don't mean a damn thing. Like for instance, like look at Devin and Ryan, right? Ryan, he done quit against Tank and looked like he done became a goddamn superstar. You know what I'm saying? Because he
Right,
keeps getting back in the ring, he keeps fighting. You're not gonna be able to beat everybody, especially if you fighting niggas that's like that. You can't whoop everybody. That's just all there is to it. But that don't mean you're not a bad MFer.
right,
If you have 30, 40 fights and 5 losses, I ain't looking at you like you no bum. You whoop 35 niggas' asses. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they somebody. Now if you fighting a whole bunch of people that work down there at the PTA and sweep my daughter's school and uh teach bicycling on the weekends, then hey, whatever. But if you out there fighting true dogs and you lose 5 times, so what? You still a warrior to me.
facts.
And to me, some of y'all need y'all ass whoop to let that
For real.
you that O. Because once you let that O go, then maybe you'll let your hands go a little more and you won't be scared to lose. Because it ain't about if you take a loss, it's about how you come back after.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's like like a lot of the older model, the older fighters that came in, back in the day, they didn't, a lot of those guys got multiple losses, where but they fought the best. They wanted to fight the best, and they wanted to prove to themselves that they were the best. And this generation, a lot of these guys doing a lot of ducking and moving around and hiding behind promotional company and managers and all of that, and they're not trying to, make these fights happen. They say Tank is doing so, but I feel like Tank, the competition on his resume, he's fought a lot of guys that, you know, a lot of these guys, obviously they want to fight the guys that he want to fight because they all calling out the guys that Tank either than beat and already fought already.
And that's another thing too. And let me tell you something because I've had this conversation. I think on Two Since I don't even know if you were there. It was like a couple weeks ago though, where we were talking about the Shakur and the Tank situation, and they were saying how oh Shakur washes Tank easy, blah blah blah. And I was like, and then of course they always say oh Tank ain't fought nobody, and I say you know what, y'all sit up here and say that Tank ain't fought nobody, but I cannot see Shakur, and we done already seen Devin lose, but I can't see Shakur or Keyshawn beating Orion. I really don't know if they beat a Mario Barrios. I really just
Right,
don't know. You know what I'm saying? And they've yet to fight them. Remember, there were 4 kings: T.O., Devin, Tank, and Ryan. Ryan, to his credit, has fought 2 of the 4 kings. He's one of them. So, the only one he ain't fought was T.O. You know what I'm saying? So Ryan to me is a real damn dog. Ryan will fight anybody.
right.
Ryan
Right.
don't
He,
give
he,
a damn.
he the only one. Ryan's the only one that's pushing. Like he the only one that really pushed for the Tank
Ryan
fight
is the
out of
only
all of those guys, out of the top with the so-called five guys or four kings they want to
Yep,
so-called call.
and Ryan, I mean that shoulder roll is raggedy as hell. But Ryan will get in there and he will fight you. And I think that that's a lot of misconceptions because I think that's what happened to Devin. He was chasing behind Tank, thinking that oh Tank put him down, I can put him down too. Not realizing that Tank is on another level than the rest of you guys. They don't want to admit it, but they know it. The half of them wouldn't step in the ring with half them guys that Tank fought. What happened to
Facts.
Keyshawn fighting Frank? What happened to that? Because remember, he was running his mouth to Frank at one point in time. He was running his
Stop
mouth to
all of that talk. All of that talk. And
Frank. He
like
told her
like
he
you
would fight
said.
Pitbull, I'm not really sure he can get. I mean, Pitbull is not very technical, and Pitbull was a replacement for Tank, so I really don't know.
Hmm.
But I still say Pitbull might give him a goddamn good stretch out because Pitbull is another one that's very active, very in your face, throws a lot of punches. So that would be an interesting fight. But y'all can't sit up here and call all of Tank's opponents bums, then want to select the ones that y'all want to fight after he fought them, and then miraculously it's a good fight for you. That's telling me you think Tank's better than you.
Facts. That's definitely a fact. And
So
even
it's
with
a cherry pick for him, but a good fight for you if you don't think he better than you. Make that make sense.
facts, and then even with Ryan. Ryan said he wants to be the first guy to fight all of the four kings, and he already done did so. And then you made a great point with the whole situation with Devin, him chasing the Tank fight through Ryan, thinking that he was going to be Ryan. And I've been on record telling people this for even before Devin even fought Ryan. I said, man, Devin, he trying to fight Ryan so he can gain more leverage for the Tank negotiations. If he was to negotiate a fight with Tank, that's all he's trying to do. That's the only reason why. And they think this is an easy cherry pick fight against Ryan, and they think they gonna beat him easily, just like Tank did,
I don't know
because
why
they
they
think
would
they better than Tank.
I don't know why they would think that when Devin knows that Ryan whooped his ass 3 times in the amateurs. I don't know why he would think that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, and this may be just my opinion, it may be a very unpopular opinion, and I don't give a damn. In my personal opinion, they are thanking their lucky stars that Devin came back with some sort of trace of ostarine on his supplements because baby, they wouldn't have had nowhere to turn had Ryan just would have straight up without a stain whooped his ass. They wouldn't have had nothing to hang it on. They wouldn't have had nothing to blame. After all of that shit that Bill talked, I'm sending my son in there to kill him. It's going to be a murder. Don't bring your kids, hide your kids, all this other, push up on them, Dad, push up on them, Dad. All of this garbage that Bill Haney did before the fight. So they better thank their lucky stars something came back wrong with them supplements. Because other than that's all they got to hang their hat on, which is another reason why I do not think that Devin is in no rush to fight no damn Ryan Garcia again.
Hmm. Definitely. And they definitely they thought that fight with Ryan was gonna be sweet, and it ended up being the wrong thing to happen for him. And it's been the worst thing that happened ever for their career because their career been on the downslide ever since. Even they're literally the laughing stock of boxing. Like, and I get into it with Devin Haney fans all the time, and they've been. I got a lot of trolls. I talk. I done debated with them, several of them on Facebook, Twitter, then on YouTube, of course, and stuff. So these guys, like the Devin Haney fans, are so delusional right now about the fact that Devin Haney is in the worst state that you would ever want to be in for a boxer right now
Well, and a lot of
because
that is the smoke and mirrors that his father projects, and they hang on to every word that Bill said, and knowing that Bill Haney is a known, documented, goddamn liar. I don't know why people continue to believe this man over and over again, but it's ridiculous, right? So, okay, and I still believe something funny was with that damn testing, because how he didn't test dirty until the day of the fight, and all the way up to the fight, he was testing clean. It just didn't make any sense to me. But we'll go with the fact that he got suspended for failure to disclose, because he didn't get suspended for Oscar, and it was failure to disclose the supplement he was taking that he quote unquote said was tainted. So let's do that.
right,
Fine. He found guilty. That case, whole thing happened. But then y'all took it a step further. You sued the man for unwanted touching. Like, if that ain't the gayest shit ever. Who does that in the middle of a boxing? Like, this is boxing, right? You can't turn around after I mollywop you, sue me for unwanted touching. Like you some type of female, and we had a date that went wrong or something. And as far as Devin being a champion, you took the belt off a Negro who ain't have no damn business with them belts to begin with. He ain't have no business beating no damn TO.
Right.
But Theo has always been a hit or miss type of ninja in his performance. So, Barbosa's got lucky. And then you went life or death, 24 rounds on him, and then you didn't even knock the man out.
Man. I told you, that's why I said, Ty, they don't understand that Devin isn't the goods. He's not the guy that they think he is, Ty. He's not. Like he's not. Like he's literally his whole career has been handpicked and cherry picked for real, honestly.
And they keep throwing them damn trinkets in my face. So I
That's
will.
that's all that's the all they have. That's the only argument they have is they're going to argue about the belts that he had, but they
But
don't even want to talk about the fact that Devin just he vacated the title. The man didn't even want to fight Sandor Martin
want
last
to fight
year.
mandatory? Yeah, that's another. He's another one who don't want to take tough fights. Like I said, if he can't get them from the boxing senior citizen hall, he don't want them. You know what I'm saying? And just to bring the whole thing home. And this is what I want Shakur and Devin fans to really, really take in and let it marinate. Right? If those belts really mattered, if all those accolades really mattered, why are they not bigger stars?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a question they'll never be able to answer
I
because they
don't.
don't have that many fans.
And that's another thing. I see a whole bunch of y'all that, oh my God, oh, I got jumped on X one night. Child, them damn Haney fans drugged me from one half of the internet to the other. I couldn't even get out of there fast enough. But I'm saying to myself, if it's so many of y'all online, why don't that translate to ticket sales? Why don't that translate to his views? The man had 2 damn press conferences. You can't pay his fans to talk about him. All they want to talk about is tank and hair grease and every damn thing else. What about the man's 2 press conferences that he had that nobody wants to talk about?
I've been telling them for the longest. I'm like, he just had whole 2 press conferences. Y'all talking about Tank and Roach more than y'all talking about Devin. Y'all ain't even talking about Devin. They got Ryan up there playing them cock in the press conference. You know what I'm saying? The whole Eddie Hearn and Oscar, they running the show up there for the whole court, and they in there
Bill
letting Devin Haney get played. Cock. Bill Haney can't even get on the stage and even speak. Like that. This shit is crazy.
Bill
Like it's
Haney had a
real
meltdown.
wild.
You see when he was on that reporter, he had a meltdown. I mean, where's the coverage? Where are the outrage for where are the fans outraged? But y'all too busy focused on Tank. That's what I'm saying, yo. These are not fans of Shakur. These are not fans of Devin. They're just straight up Tank haters. That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. You can't be a fan of this man because I can't pay you to talk about his press conferences. I asked y'all what happened. You couldn't tell me because you didn't watch it. So I'm concerned and confused. How are y'all these men's biggest fans? You run around here, oh, y'all mad. Y'all ain't got no daddies. Bill Haney said Devin is this, Devin is that. Then why don't we see it? Why don't we see that when he had them little punk ass pay-per-views? Why were the views so low? Why did nobody buy them? The same thing I just was arguing with somebody about this Saudi Arabia card that happened in February. Oh, Shakur. Did you buy the fight? Oh, you can't find your receipt? What credit card did they charge? Oh, you don't know, you lost it. This is the shit that I be talking about. People just running right here lying. Lying. Straight up
Nah,
lying.
I had the dude that I was trying that was inboxed me on Messenger earlier. This guy, I asked him literally. I was like, "Oh, you watched the Shakur fight, and this is no, this the Padley fight." He like, "Oh man, I ain't watch it. I watched the highlights." But then the next week, Tank's fight, Roach the next week, literally the next week, and then he's like, "Oh, he's." I went live on Facebook, and I'm just watching the fight, and I'm kind of just talking about the fight and everything during the fight. Then he all on my live. I'm like, "Oh, so you watching this fight? You watching Tank fight, but you ain't watched Shakur. Make this make sense?"
That's why they can tell you everything that happened in every round, every minute, baby. But they gotta watch the highlights of their favorite fight. This is the shit that I be talking about. Yo, people are straight cap. They're straight cap. Y'all don't care about these men. Y'all not their fans. Y'all just want to hate on Trevante Tank Davis for whatever reason. I don't know why, because he's way better than your favorite. But for whatever reason, y'all just can't stand this man. And instead of showing your support to your quote unquote favorite fighter, you show your support to my favorite fighter. Because ain't no way that he could have been watching that fight if he didn't pay for it, or at least had the nerve and the know how to fight his ticket. But you couldn't do that for your own favorite. And then I had somebody tell me, "Oh, people watch the fights, but they don't buy it." Well, then y'all not really their fans.
Right.
You think that when they do their ticket sales and they tally up all their numbers for their revenue, you think they're gonna add up the 100 people that watched it or just the 50 people that bought it? Dummies. It makes no damn sense. They don't make logical sense, yo. They just don't. They just be talking out of a place of hate and emotional standpoint. And I've never seen this many emotional men in my life.
I tell them all the time their opinions are based off their emotions. Like they love the lies, but they hate the truth. I tell them that all the time, Ty, and they literally they want to sit there and debate the whole. Oh, Devin called out Tank. Shakur called out Tank. They go off of call outs. They go off of what these guys say. Like they try to paint these narratives, make Tank look bad every day. Like it's people literally just, literally just got nothing but just hate Tank posts every day on all of these socials every day. Like and it's crazy to see, and I be calling it out, and then they be like, "Oh, Cam, you a Tank fanboy and stuff." It ain't about being a fanboy. It's just about calling some of you guys out on what y'all be saying about these guys.
Tankamaniac and this and that tank protection program and all this other bullshit that just doesn't make any kind of sense. Because if we're being honest, Tank is about the only motherfucking fighter that don't need no protection program. He knocking shit out. What do you need protection from? And from who? It's y'all favorite fighters that run around here with 2 and 3 and 4 niggas gotta talk for them. And then when y'all do open y'all mouth and talk, y'all sound stupid. So we want y'all to be quiet. Like Devin, for years I was like, why Devin don't talk? I want to hear his personality. I'm tired of Bill. As soon as I heard him open his mouth, I was like, where's Bill? Because you know what? Bill ain't gonna do nothing but lie to you, but at least that Negro entertaining.
Man, that's exactly how it is. I've been calling out for years about Devin. Like Devin don't never speak for himself. It's always Bill. And then, when I actually have heard Devin speak in these interviews over the past years, I'm like, yeah, that Bill definitely got to talk for this boy because he don't have the gift of gab at all. Like
He don't
he's
have a
using
personality.
Floyd Mayweather quotes all the time. Like he don't
Oh,
be
that's
knowing
how
what to
that
say up there.
shit
He don't, he don't
backfired.
know what to say up there when he gets up there on the platform. Like.
That C plus fighter comment backfired like a mug on him. Remember when he was on the phone with Bill? He was like, "I'm gonna make him look like a C plus fighter. I'm an A plus fighter." He got that whole spiel he stole from Mayweather, and then you got in that ring and got yourself molly whopped.
Man, it was so crazy because I remember when that fight had, I was covering that fight so heavy on when Ryan and Garcia like the build up and everything to that fight. And I remember I clipped up that clip of Devin saying that he was a C plus fighter and everything, and talk about the weight, saying the weight didn't mean anything. He was gonna beat him regardless, and and that always sticks in my head every time when we talk about this Ryan Garcia fight with him. I'm like, I always remember this man. Devin said he was a C plus fighter and all of this, and I remember when I send this to the Devin Haney fans, they never want to talk about it. They always deflect from it and run from it.
That's because they have no answer for you. Just like if you say to them, "Well, what happened to Bill saying he gonna send his son in there to kill him?" Y'all don't want to hear that because that don't make them look the way that y'all want them to look. It's all about painting a narrative. It's not about the truth. Like I said, they form their opinions, they wrap it in a narrative, and then that's what they push. They try to push it down the rest of our throats, but nobody is buying what they're selling, and then they get into their emotional bag and they start calling you all kind of names, acting like they crazy. So I mean, I don't understand what's wrong with them. Hopefully they'll figure it out one day, but reality is definitely not something that they're familiar with, nor is the truth, because the
And
reality.
I even think Ryan gonna beat him in a rematch too.
Oh, Ryan gonna
If it-
I fight again. And if they do, I will be shocked because they
You,
have.
you heard what I was saying earlier. They it's Golden Boy, but they are very confident in Ramirez and beating him.
You know what? And I wouldn't put it past. I saw the video of Ramirez just doing them left hooks, working on his left hooks. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. They're in a very tricky situation as well. Because if Devin takes another loss, and I don't care what his records say, if he takes another loss, you know, he really has nowhere else to go because first of all, you done already created your own goddamn weight class because you don't really want to go to 147 because that smoke up there is real for you. They hit hard up there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and even if he does move to 147, he'll start, attacking low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? But their motto is to call out the big names. I don't know. It was a while ago, maybe like a couple months ago. Bill was doing an interview and he was like, "Yeah, we want all the big names, Boots Ennis, all that." I'm sitting there looking at my TV like, "Nigga, you know doggone well you do not want no parts of no damn Boots Ennis. You are trying to get your son hurt. You are purposely trying to get your son hurt because there's no way in hell that he stands a chance against no damn Jerron Boots Ennis." But
Facts.
this is their motto. They attach themselves to big names or to names that they think will allow them to build clout. I can't stand when they do that. Just like the Normans are doing now. You know what I'm saying? Attaching their name to Boots. But it's like if your son is really that good, then why can't he build his own name? Look at Abdullah Mason. You don't see him whenever they put a goddamn microphone in his face, calling out one of these other guys, talking about these other guys. He's straight talking about what he did in the ring and who he want next. Because when he gets in that ring, he lets his fist do the talking for him.
Absolutely. And even with Devin, even because I remember Bill was in that interview, he said that where he was like, they asked him like, "What's the the dream fight, fantasy fight for for Devin?" And he said Boots Ennis. I'm like, come on, bro, you know damn well you ain't trying to fight no Boots Ennis. Y'all pushing for the WBC to fight Mario Barrios. Y'all ain't trying to go over there on that IBF route. Y'all not doing that. Like your boy, like that. Like the Haney's got to be real with themselves with that. They know damn well they don't want to fight no Boots Ennis. Like they're not even fighting at 147 yet. They about to fight Ramirez at 144 at a catch weight. And it goes back to that whole video when we was talking with on Angry White Man podcast with D1 and them when they came up to the video with the weight with his interview with Ariel Helwani, like where he said, "Oh, I'm not going to fight. I'm going to fight at the weight classes I want to fight at," and that's what he's doing. He's fighting at 144. He ain't even fighting at 147, and he talking about he campaigning at 147 now. Like this, they can't make like you got to make this make sense. Like that was a whole truth that they said that when they said that they wasn't going to fight. And no, they was gonna fight in their own weight class. They gonna fight in whatever class he want to fight at. He literally doing it with the 144 shit.
Exactly. And this is why I don't pay Devin or his fans no goddamn mind because it's like they conveniently forget to mention things that don't make him look in the best of ways. You know what I'm saying? They'll act like, oh, that doesn't matter, or, oh, it's only the one fight. Then they're going to tell me, oh, Ramirez is the one who said 144. No, the hell he ain't. Devin is the one who said he's going to make his own goddamn weight class. But if he's this big time fighter that y'all say he is, why he ain't be like, nah, yo, we fighting at 147, or take your ass to 147 and fight somebody there? These things are easy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, man.
Exactly. Exactly. Because that man, the Haney's, they try to manipulate the whole media, through YouTube and through, through all of the, socials for so long. Now that they can't control the narrative,
Mm-hmm.
it makes them sick to their stomach because they don't know what to do because they feel like their backs against the wall every day. And that's why you got Bill still hopping out of these platforms. Even he hopping on new YouTube channels now where he kind of help them guys and boost them guys up and trying to have those guys paint the Haney narrative that they want to paint on a daily basis and stuff now. Like,
And getting cooked,
all of
brother.
that shit is coming all the way back on them because every time when they they have a little dispute with somebody like a Gabe Rosado or Rampage Jackson, the shit, always backfires on them because they don't understand that the whole lawsuit damaged their brand so bad to where, even the people that don't even watch boxing on a daily basis, they know about the Ryan Garcia situation where he sued them and they remember the fight. They like shit, man. They don't even give a fuck about the Oscar. They like shit. We seen that fight. Dude, Devin Haney got his ass beat and he's suing this man for boxing. Like the casual fans, that's how they look at it. They like shit. This man is a sucker.
Yeah.
Like he's a sucker. Like and the Haney fans, they don't have enough fans to sit there and debate with the Ryan Garcia fans, some of the casual fans that don't like Devin Haney, because now a lot of the casual fans that don't pay attention to boxing on a daily basis, they don't fuck with Devin Haney. And then along with, some of the other fans that's diehard fans that, that's true to boxing where they don't they believe in the fact that where you shouldn't be suing somebody for battery in boxing and they became the first guys in boxing to do so. And they gotta lay in that bid because they made that bid, and they gotta understand that it's going to be hard to rebuild your brand back. The only way you're going to be able to rebuild your brand is by beating the shit out of Jose Ramirez first, and then getting to that rematch. You got to get that rematch. That's the main focus for them. And I felt like no, the Haney's they be worried about the wrong shit. They're worried about the wrong shit. They're worried so much about the narrative being spun on them on a daily basis. Because anybody that mentions them or say anything negative, like the Bad Baby chick, she then came out and had a song about it. And then Devin Haney to post a little screenshot of the girl trying to send her number to him and shit like that. Like it don't matter who it is. Anybody that bring any negative or say anything negative about the Haneys, they always respond to them because they are that emotional. They can't handle anybody saying anything negative about them.
And that's what I don't understand. Why y'all got so much time to spend on the internet? That's actually cool. You are literally on Twitter all goddamn day and all night, sir. What in the hell are you doing? And now, like you said, with the narrative shift, they can't stand it. So now what are they doing? They're calling everybody racist. Like, Bill, you gotta stop this shit, bro. You down bad, my nigga. You down
They trying
real.
to pull the race car shit. I can't lie. That's the race car shit really pisses me off. It pisses me off so much because it's like y'all do things to contradict yourself. Like you can't say that, oh y'all going for Ryan Garcia, he a racist and shit like that, but then y'all be supporting the shit that T.O. do. Like y'all be cool with what T.O. be doing. Y'all don't never go back and and clap back at T.O. for a lot of the racist bullshit that he be saying and doing over there.
Well,
So
and
like that's a whole contradiction with those guys.
Well, not only that, the Haneys are full of shit to begin with because number one, y'all were putting up tank mug shots, calling him a monkey, all those
Monkey,
kind of
yep.
things. And Bill, you're married to a Caucasian woman, so us, we don't really take lightly to that type of shit. Um, and then on top of that, you're fighting on his undercard, so you don't give a damn that he's a drug cheat. Why the hell should we? You fighting on the man undercard.
And they got mad at Gabe Rosado for saying that y'all fighting on that man Ryan Garcia
Yeah,
undercard. Y'all basically a hoe for the bag, and it
yeah.
that was the exact truth. Like Gabe Rosado couldn't have said it any better about them because that was exactly the
What did
same
Bill
thing
do?
that I've been saying for the longest about these guys. All they care about some money now. All of that title talks and shit, being undisputed, all of that is just for glamour and just to look good and make them fans have something to talk about because that's the only talking point that they had. Oh, Devin Haney, he was the youngest undisputed, and that's all they got to talk about. But they can. Oh, he's not even a champion right now. He don't even have a title right now. Like like you said when we was talking about Shakur, if he was to let that fight get the purse bid, and then if it was to happen, so happen to him vacate that title. The same shit was with Devin. Devin got pushed to the water where he vacated his title just so he couldn't fight Sandor Martin, and he didn't like the money that was he was gonna get. He was only gonna get 1.5 million to fight Sandor Martin. He didn't like that, and then he didn't like the fact that Top Rank was the only company that bid it for that fight. Like, and the Devon fans, they never want to talk about that. They never want to talk about that. They want
Well,
to talk about no Tank ducking a 20 million fake ass offer from Turkey that never fucking happened. They want to talk about fucking Gary Russell and shit ducking in the past when they try to give Gary Russell a bullshit offer back in the day. Like shit like that.
yeah, and not to mention, well, Devin, well, your father has stated on several occasions that y'all rich. He's an 8-figure nigga and all this other foolishness. Why DHP ain't bet on the fight? Why y'all ain't bet on y'all fight? Y'all bosses over there, right? Why y'all ain't bid on the fight? This is what I'm saying. Like, it's a whole bunch of high level admins running around here pretending to be bosses. Because when you a boss, you pay the cost. You ain't got to worry about nobody bidding on your fight or getting upset at Top Rank if you putting that money down for yourself. Because then that gives you a bigger piece of the pie. That puts you in a different conversation at the table.
Mm-hmm.
You don't move like that. You run around here like his post on X. Oh, the reason I ain't full like that is because these promoters on that BS. You a promoter, ain't you? Ain't DHP a promotional company? You Eddie Hearn ain't checking for you like that after you had that damn meltdown on him about not giving you no ticket. Like you one of his bad bitches or something. You gave away
Mm.
like what are you talking about?
They don't got no then they and they don't even realize that they burnt all of their bridges so bad to where like no Turkey and them right now they're trying to get them clipped. They want to get them clipped. They're promoting Ryan Garcia way more than Devin Haney, and Devin Haney is the one that got hurt and got cheated last year from what they so called call it.
Well,
Like
that's
Ryan Garcia is the guy that's getting the shine and the push right now.
Ryan is more
It's like the Oscar shit never didn't even happen. Like it didn't even exist.
Ryan is more marketable. I mean, let's be
Very.
honest. He's more marketable than Devin. He has more personality than Devin. Remember, Ryan is like he came from what, TikTok? He had a
Yep.
huge following. He's always praising the Lord. He's done, philanthropist things. Ryan, he had that what was that, the Hanes commercial, whatever the commercial was. He's a very attractive young Hispanic male. So he has a big following. So naturally, again, tying back into the business of boxing, they're going to be able to make a lot of money off of Ryan. Money talks, bullshit walks any day of the week, no matter what business it applies to.
Thanks. And Ryan is that's the guy that they're pushing. And Devin Haney and them, it's like Ryan, they let Ryan have all the leverage in the first fight to where he has even more leverage in the second fight, even more from all of the decisions that they done made. No, you would have thought the lawsuit would have made them the A side. They're not even the A side.
And you see the lies that they tell. I thought they were the A side in the first fight. How the hell you let Ryan trick you out of all of that money if y'all the A side? But y'all was the B side to Ryan. Here we go again with these high level B siders running around here masquerading in A side and A side atmosphere. But you're not the A side. I can't see anybody you would be an A side to unless you were fighting, I don't know, maybe Rolly. And I don't even really see how that would go down. But to Ryan, you definitely wasn't no goddamn A side. Are you crazy? His fan base is way bigger than yours. He brings in way more money than you. People don't know how to play their position. So they're and now this is why they're in this position. But to your point, you're right. Devin needs this lawsuit more than, I mean, Devin needs this rematch more than Ryan, although Ryan needs it to get the smut off of his name, to keep that stain off of his name. But as we can see, Ryan continues to do well without it, hence you being on his undercard. Because after this, regardless of whether or not he fights Devin again, I guarantee you they will find another headline fight for Ryan to be in. Mainly because Oscar likes him, he's marketable, and he comes with his own fan base. So, I mean, what else do you need? You know what I'm saying? He's a sure thing, basically. And you know what I'm saying, 9 out of 10, depending on who Ryan up in there with, he gonna win. Ryan don't got a lot of losses on his record. What he got, the one from Tank? So I mean, he's very marketable. Um, he's a little bit. He had that little meltdown in between the fight that he had with Devin, where he, whatever happened between him and his ex-wife, where he went to the hotel and ruined the room. So he got a little bit of a bad boyism. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't know. It's looking all bad for the Haneys. Like I said, they down bad and it's sad. So hopefully they can get that together. If he does win against Jose, then they are supposed to fight again, him and Ryan. But honestly, I do not think that Devin wants to fight Ryan again. That's just my personal opinion. Because if he does and Ryan beats him, there will be no more excuses. So, I don't know. That's just, my thoughts on the matter. And I know I done came up here and hijacked your panel. And your hello? Cam. Oh Lord. I done came up here and hijacked the man panel. He done ran off. I done talked the man to death. Oh man. Well, I guess that's the end of this. Hello? Hello?
Me now?
I can hear you. I said, Lord, I done ran the man off his own show talking so damn much.
Nah, I got a call, and then I was like, "Dang it!" I was like, "Oh, you can't even hear me in here." Yeah, so yeah, no, I'm glad that you came on and you was able to cook up. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, you know what I'm saying, give your opinions and takes on some of the topics and just boxing in general. And we got to break down some in-depth topics in boxing that some people don't be understanding and don't be seeing from boxing a lot too as well. So I'm definitely glad that you came up to cook up, Ty, and I appreciate the love.
Of course, of course. I'm in these streets. I'll probably catch you one too, since a little later if you're sliding over
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah. I'll be through there for sure, for sure.
All right. Well, enjoy, and I'll talk to you soon.
I bet for sure. Much love. Yeah, y'all. So you already know there was a good show today, man. Shout out to the Queen, Miss Ty, man, for sure, man. Always much love from her, man, for sure on the show. And amazing show today, man. Got to break down a lot of different things today in the show and boxing and stuff alone. We went over, Boots becoming, the unified 147-pound champion. And went over, several hot topics in boxing as well. Definitely we'll be back for sure. Probably tomorrow, man. I'm gonna figure out what time I'm gonna be on tomorrow, but most likely more tomorrow. I'm actually, my boy, my cousin, my family, Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. They about to be live at 6 o'clock, so I actually may hop on there and I may jump on there on his panel for a little bit, and kind of talk boxing a little bit on there. But make sure y'all subscribe to him and check him out for sure. But you already know we're gonna be back at it again tomorrow live. I'll let everybody know what time, man. Like and comment on the video if you're watching on the playback. And for sure, subscribe to CamJNetwork. We working, we working. Buckeye Steppers podcast, the college football show that I have every Wednesday. We will be on YouTube every Wednesday, live every Wednesday, just to let everybody know about that. Just on that insight. We was gonna go live tonight, but I probably won't go live tonight though. But you already know. So the Cam J Network. We out of here. Salute to everybody that tapped in for sure.